Well, whoa, tonight's going to be a night. I don't care who you are. If you saw my description of this video, I'm not going to run the intro or anything. Tonight's going to be a night. And I know it doesn't start until 9 o'clock. The reason I'm doing this at 8 is because I want to go through all of the things he's going to say preemptively and tell you the truth about them prior to him saying them, if that makes sense. Because we all know what he's going to say. You know, we all know what he's going to say. We all know what he's going to do. And it's just going to be this never-ending cycle of lies. But it is what it is. So that's what we're going to do in just a minute. But I have to tell everybody, I did make a special shirt for tonight. And by this shirt, you're going to be able to tell exactly what kind of mood I'm in. Because I'm in one. Let's just be honest. I'm in one because I have no faith in anybody. I don't have faith in Joe Biden. I don't have faith in any of our Republican leadership. I don't have any faith in, to be honest, anybody that's even trying to run for office or has announced that they're running for office. I don't have faith in anybody. I don't think anything is going to change. No matter what, I don't know. This isn't a state of the union. This is a state of a failing union. Is what we have going on tonight. That's my belief. You know, I'm going to try to do my best to not interject when Joe Biden is speaking. I know I'm not going to be able to. You know, I may have to bring out the angry turnip tonight or something because it's crazy. Because I already know what we're going to hear. We got the MAGA mentions down below because we're just going to hear the same hyperbole that they have been. And you saw the description of this video. We're going to listen here. Let me read the description of this video. I said, join us tonight as we watch President Joe Biden address a joint session of Congress to provide his State of the Union address, complete with blunders, fumbles, and outright lies. This will then be followed up with the Republican State of the Union response, which will also be filled with fear-mongering, lies, and posturing. In conclusion, we will give our own State of the Union address. Not really, because I'm just going to go through facts before we do this. And I do want to just make one alert for everybody. My chat, there's this confusion where people believe they come into the chat and they feel this is a safe space. Specifically tonight, it is certainly not a safe space. Whether you're on the right or the left, it is not. Do you know why? Because I know that your feelings are going to be offended and you are going to be pissed. One, just by listening to Joe Biden is enough to drive you mad. Secondly, everything we're going to hear about after is going to be, it's going to be border crisis. It's going to be CRT. It's going to be this. Yeah. No one, look at that. Whoop, whoop. That's a new thing. It's really annoying because it's blocking my face. But whatever. At least if people are buying stuff when Joe Biden is speaking, it'll block them. But that goes every time there's someone makes a purchase in the store, it pops up. And you guys want to see the special hoodie that I made today? Richard Tingler said, lose the turnip, because he thinks he dictates what I do on the show. Richard, you must be new here. But watch. Or let me show you this. So I made this shirt, and it's a testament to how I feel. I feel like the only way we are going to save America as we know it and not become some cesspool of leftist ideology or some cesspool of right-leaning, far-right, whatever you want to call it, you know, this fake-ass conservatism. Because make no mistake, I don't know if there are any conservatives in D.C. I'll be honest. I don't believe there are any conservatives left in D.C. Yeah, sure, I think there's a bunch of Republicans, which is why I'm not a Republican. I can't be a Republican. Look at the people that are in there. Look at the posturing and the arguing and the going back and forth and everyone's trying. When you do these committee meetings, there's so many questions that should be asked, but nobody asks any actual questions. You know what they do? You know what they do instead? They posture for the cameras because they know that their clips are going to go out. And you know that this is true because look when a GOP rep speaks in one of these committee meetings and then follow them on Twitter. Because within minutes their aides have already posted that soundbite where they're like, "You're not being honest. You're not doing this," and it's instantaneous. And then they go back out. They'll say, "We shouldn't send money to Ukraine. This is preposterous. We need a full accounting." And then they have meetings with the war lobby that, in order to get the votes to send more money to Ukraine. This is literally what happens in Washington. And I firmly believe the only way, you know how we have all these requirements to run for office, right? You got to be an American citizen. You got to do this. I think one of the qualifications are, one, you should be a working age male or female, whatever. You should be a working age person. Meaning you're not 90 fucking years old. And no offense to the people that are 90 years old. Here's the thing. You don't know what it's like to be a 38-year-old living right now. Technology's different. 20 years ago, we didn't even have cell phones. 20 years ago, I got my first cell phone. We didn't have, well, actually, it was like 22 years ago because I'm getting old as shit. But think about it. They don't know anything about what it's like. They don't know how to, look at politicians. I heard someone today, McConnell. Mumbling Mitch, a shithead. No, it wasn't. It was McConnell. I heard him today, and he's like, "Yeah, Joe Biden and I worked on a deal on the deficit back when I was still Speaker, or back. No, what did he say? When I was a majority leader in the Senate back in 2011. That proves you shouldn't be in office, sir. That proves you shouldn't be there. No matter what, that's 12 years. That's 2 terms for a senator. They should not be in office anymore. They should be out." Because and allow other people that have more of a firm grasp. So tell me, that what has Mitch McConnell experienced in the past 10 years? Or what has he experienced any of the life experiences that any of us have? Has anybody that's in DC right now experienced what we've gone through? The fact that eggs cost so much. You think any of these shitheads even go and buy eggs? When's the last time Bernie Sanders walked into a grocery store? They don't know what it's like. They don't know what it's like to be us. That's why Democrats can honestly, in D.C., they can honestly say the economy's booming. This is this and blah, 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 and jobs and all these stupid shit that they always say because they have no commonality. They don't know what it's like to be American or to be an American citizen living now. Of course, they're Americans. I'm not shitting on their patriotism or anything. What I'm saying is they don't know what it's like now. So how can you represent us if you have no idea what we're going through as a people? When's the last time one of the politicians changed a tire? I would love to sit down and interview one of these guys that have been in the office or in office for 20 years and say, "When's the last time you changed your own tire, sir? When's the last time you checked your oil in your vehicle? Matter of fact, do you even drive? When's the last time you went to the grocery store? Or when's the last time you had to figure out what bill you're going to pay because you can't pay them all? When's the last time you had to fear you get hospital bills for your kids? Even though you pay out the ass for insurance, you still have to pay hospital bills. When's the last time you experienced those kind of things? All these people that are saying, "Oh, they're sitting on these committees to do, all right, yeah. She bought one of the new hoodies. Shout out to you. But when is the last time? I mean it. When is the last time any of these people experienced what it's like to actually be an American living today? When's the last time that a rep from New York City or from New York walked around in New York City at night? When's the last time any of these politicians have walked around in their constituency at night? You know what I mean? It's not even safe anywhere. Even in rural America, it's still not safe. Nobody knows. And that's the thing that frustrates me is everyone can talk. Like Joe Biden today, he's going to say, "We've added 10 million jobs." He's lying. In fact, and here's the truth, he did add 10 million jobs, right? 9 million of those jobs were lost during COVID. So he has, and I've already got all this stuff down. I've got a comparison on Trump's first 2 years to Joe Biden's first 2 years. The economy added, and this is as of January, the U.S. economy added 10,726 or 10,726 jobs between Biden's inauguration in December of 2022. The December figure is 1,239,000 higher than February of 2020, Speaking of employment before COVID, massive shutout. So that means Joe Biden only added 1.2 million jobs. Now let's go look at Trump and see how many jobs Trump added since he took office. You know, people don't like these. These are facts. Non-farm employment grew by 4.6 million during Trump's first 2 years of office. Joe Biden's first 2 years of office, he only added 1,239,000 jobs when you take away all the jobs that were lost for COVID. Biden's going to say, we added these jobs back. We added all 700,000 manufacturing jobs. You didn't add shit because you had all the factories fucking shut down in Democrat-controlled states. When you took office, there were still all of these things, all of these lockdown procedures. Those are the truth. That is the truth. You know, it's insane. It's insane. And nobody cares. The unemployment rate, he brags about the unemployment rate. 3.4%, lowest since 1974. Do you know how many? It's only been 3.5% for 6 times since the 1950s, right? 3 years were prior to the Trump administration, or 3 months. Guess where the other 3 were? They weren't in Biden. Now he's got 3.4, and I'll explain the unemployment and why it's flawed, but they won't tell you this, and I don't even know why Fox News isn't saying it, because it's extremely obvious, but nobody cares. Nobody talks about the truth anymore, and it's upsetting as shit, to be completely honest with you. But here's the truth. The Biden administration has 3.4 unemployment rate right now. For unemployment rate on the second, so at the second year, the rate was 4%, 4.7% when he was sworn in. This is Donald Trump. And the most recent rate, December of 2018, would have been 3.9%, right? So that's Donald Trump in his first 2 years. But the problem is, look at the workforce. When Donald Trump was in office, 67% of the workforce was working. Now, I'm verifying, I'm making sure everything I'm saying is 100%. Sorry. So it was 63.1% was the labor force participation rate. So that means people that are able to work that are actually working. 63.1% of all Americans on the second year of Trump's, were working. Which is interesting, right? Because 62.3% of the workforce is currently working under the Biden administration. So you see how there's a difference. More people were working under Donald Trump than they were in Biden. So, and you're saying, well, that doesn't make any sense because the unemployment rate is lower. So if the unemployment rate is higher for Donald Trump, but yet more people are in the workforce, more people are working, then that tells you now that Joe Biden, what everyone knows already, is that when they calculate the unemployment rate, they take people that are actively looking for jobs or haven't. Here's the actual definition. Where did it go? See, I had all this shit, but it's all messed up now. I may have closed that browser because I was all fucking amped up. Well, the way they get it is people that have not filed unemployment claims for 4 weeks, for greater than 4 weeks. So that means that there's a tremendous amount of people that are seriously not working. And here's a number that Joe Biden's not going to say. There are 2.8 million more workers that are not working in the labor force than there were in 2020. Yes. So there are 2.8 million more people that are not even looking for jobs. They don't even care than there was when the lockdowns were still all in place. Which is insane. They're not going to tell you these numbers because then it would put the whole thing into perspective. This is why all the economists and all that, this is why there's all the recession talk and all that stuff. Because everybody can see this. It's all publicly available, but they don't talk about it, which is the most frustrating aspect of it all. is they don't talk about it. You look at the fact check for Joe Biden's first year. When you look at the fact check for the unemployment rate, it literally says, what did it say? It's uncommonly low, blah, blah, blah. Where'd it go? I forgot where it went. But there was something in this long article where it talked about the fact that people just don't want jobs. You know? There's a ton of jobs too. There's more jobs now. One reason many job openings go unfilled is that millions of Americans have left the workforce during the pandemic and haven't returned. The labor force participation rate under Joe Biden, which is a percentage of total population over 16 that is either employed or actively seeking work, has inched up slightly during Biden's time from 61.3% to 62.3%, again, less than the percentage of increase for Donald Trump for his first 2 years. That's an increase of only 1 percentage point, still leaves the rate well below the pre-pandemic level of 63.3% under Trump. They're not going to talk about that. The rate peaked at 67.3 more than 2 decades ago during the first 4 months of 2020 or 2000. Even before the pandemic, economists predicted further declines due to largely the aging population. The most recent 10-year economic projection by the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office predicts the rate will rise only to 62.4% by the middle of this year, still well below the pre-pandemic level, and then resume its long-term slide and drop to 61.4 by the end of 2032. The crazy thing is, when he talks about the unemployment, he talks about all that, it doesn't even matter, because we already know, according to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, 2.8 million more people right now are not seeking jobs than there were in February of 2020. That's pre-COVID. That is the truth. That is the truth. Someone said, is it that they're working or is it because they're self-employed? It's able-bodied workforce. They try to take all that into consideration when they do it. It means that there are people that are just not out there seeking jobs. That's the truth. And it's the craziest thing that tonight they're just going to lie. They're just going to lie consistently, and it's pisses me off, dude. It really does. The real weekly earnings are down 4.1% over the year. He's not going to talk about that. The real weekly earnings at the end of Trump's second year, they were up 2.4%. There's one difference. Economic growth rate under Trump, 3.4%. Economic growth rate under Biden, 3.2%. The S&P 500 under Trump, it was up 15%. The S&P 500 under Biden, 3.1%. U.S.-Mexico border apprehensions, I bet they don't even have, oh yeah. So under Trump, for his second year, U.S.-Mexico border apprehensions went up 5%. Under Biden, for his second year, they went up 351%. The price of a home, Trump's second year went up 13.9%. The price of a home, under Biden's second year, up 22.3%. The amount of people that owned homes under Trump, it's 5%, 5 points higher than what it is now. It was 0.07, and then under Biden, 0.2. Here's the craziest part, because he always talks about going after big companies, right? Corporate profits. We got to tax their profits, all that stuff, right? Corporate profits under Trump were 14%, and that was an increase. 14% for his second year. Corporate profits under Biden for his second year, 37%. Big corporations are making more money. Go figure, right? Obviously, gasoline prices are way up. Gasoline prices for Biden just this year have increased 39.1%. Food stamp recipients, this is an interesting one. Under Trump's second year, it actually dropped 9%. So that means 9% less people were accepting food stamps or taking food stamps or qualifying for food stamps. Under Joe Biden, that's increased 0.4%. Yep. So while everyone shits on Donald Trump in his leadership and his administration, the numbers don't lie when you actually look at them. They don't lie. And that's the craziest part of this whole thing. Let me see what else there are if they're all together. Manufacturing jobs, again, under Biden, 750. He's added 750,000 jobs. Keep in mind, they're not allocating COVID and the manufacturing jobs that were lost because of COVID and the pandemics and slowdowns, supply chain issues. They're not counting any of that because they count everyone who goes back to work as a job. So when they say they created jobs, those are people that went back to work. They still say, we created jobs. It's crazy. It's so crazy. I just got to compare all these. And it doesn't do a lot of them, which is weird. Because like under like Donald Trump, it'll say persons without health insurance. 100,000 people are without health insurance. However, it won't say that. It won't even talk about it with Joe Biden. Let me see what else it says. Trade deficit. We were up 20 points or 20%. On Trump's second year, the trade deficit went up 20%. Now, it went up 47.6%. The consumer price index under Donald Trump's his second year, 3.6%. Under Joe Biden, 13.7%. Federal debt withheld by public. This one's interesting. This is the amount of debt that we're holding, that our government is spending. Under Trump, it went up 11.6%. Under Biden, it went up 13.7%. These are facts that they're not going to talk about tonight. Do you know what I mean? Which is one of the most concerning things when you pay attention to all this stuff and you know about these things and you find these things, you're just like, this doesn't make any damn sense. They're just going to continue lying and lying and lying to us all the time. And we all know that when Sarah Huckabee Sanders gets up and does the GOP response, it's going to be more of the same. It's going to talk about how Democrats aren't working. Democrats don't care about the borders. Democrats don't care about the rising crime rates. Everyone talks about how, these 70 cities, crime went down in 70 cities across during Biden's second year. He says that. Guess what? That fact here, you want to hear? I'll tell you. Because I can go all the way down to crime, and then I'll go all the way down to crime here. Wait for it, wait for it. They buried crime all the way at the bottom. Go figure that one. So the number of homicides throughout the U.S., this is under Trump, declined 0.7% in 2017, according to the FBI's annual crime in the United States report, after rising for the previous 2 years under Obama. The number of all violent crimes went down by 2% under Trump, and the number of property crimes went down 3%. Early data suggests crime rates declined further in 2018. The Brennan Center for Justice and the New York University School of Law projects that the 2018 murder rate in the 30 largest U.S. cities will decline again by nearly 6%. This is again under Trump's second year. And the rate of all violent crime in 22 of those cities will fall by 2.7%. Nationwide FBI figures for 2018 won't be released. Blah, blah, blah. So here's one. Major cities found that the number of murders in 70 U.S. cities went down by 4.3% in the first 9 months of 2022 compared with the same time period in 2021. Murders declined from 7,184 to 6,877. This is under Biden. The drop follows an increase in homicides of 6.2% from 2020, the year before Biden became president, to 2021, according to the same group, and a 33.4% increase from 2019 to 2020, with the latter figure from 67 law enforcement agencies. The Major Cities Chief Association most recent report shows a 3.4% decline in the number of rapes, an 11% increase in robberies, and a 1.3% increase in aggravated assaults for the first 9 months of last year. So this is talking about 2021. Now, they haven't released the information, by the time of this report. The estimates were, and this is interesting too, right? Because it seems like, crime went down, right? Murder rates went down under Biden. It literally says here. The estimates were also based on data from fewer local law enforcement agencies than usual, since the FBI had transitioned to a new system. So they didn't even have, so all those data that when they talk about all the same shit all the time. It's all hyperbole. Hyperbole. It's so annoying. And they're just going to keep talking about it. They're not, I doubt he's going to talk about the border. He's going to mention the MAGA insane laws and all this that they're trying to go after. And he's going to confuse migrants. He's going to talk about the migrants and the farm workers and the migrant workers and all that because they don't know, or they believe, just like I said earlier today, they believe that you, as American citizens, are so stupid that you can't distinguish between an illegal immigrant and a legal migrant worker or a temporary worker. They can't, they feel that that you're just too dumb to understand it. So mark my words, he will talk about the GOP's, bill to drastically increase, the border, immigration policies, to revamp the immigration policies. They're going to talk about that, and they're going to say they're specifically targeting farm workers and things like that. You know that just as well as I do. And it sucks. And it sucks. I was sitting there because I was having a conversation with my brother today because he, surprised me and just showed up at the coffee shop. And I'm sitting there and I was talking to him about it. And we're talking about politics. And then, the lawyer came in and he's thinking about running for office. And I'm talking to him about it. And I'm like, dude, like, how do we actually get somebody in DC that gives a shit about us? Like, how do we do it? Because here's the thing. If there's so many people, and both on the left and the right, because let's be honest, there are people that are upset with the way that Washington is operating that are on the left, that don't like their lawmakers, that don't like the constant back and forth that's going on. There are people like that too. How do we put someone in office that is truly going to represent us? You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I'm not going to run for office. I'd end up punching out everybody. You know what I mean? There's no way. And I wish other people that are, meet that qualification. I think here's the thing. They should pass rules or laws disqualifying anyone from continuing to hold office after 2 terms. Matter of fact, I think 1 term. But really, you need 2, and you need to stagger them out. So you have 1 person with experience during the next one. Get rid of all these stupid pandering bullshit. Start debates on the House floor like there used to be. Not this cordial shit. Stop calling each other colleagues on the other side. Now you're not colleagues. You hate each other. Or at least that's what you do with the cameras. And then you guys all go to dinner in fancy places, and you all have meetings with the same lobbyists that are padding your pockets every single night. We need people in there that are doing it. You know how people go and volunteer, right? Right? Or people take medium salaries. Why do politicians in DC get $174,000 a year? Why? If they want to be able to connect with Americans, have them have the average salary that every other person gets. Have them get what a teacher gets, or an EMT, or a firefighter. Have them get those salaries. That's what a public service, salary should be. Why are you having politicians with $174,000 a year? Politicians that can write books and sell them for fucking nothing. They're not even writing it. They're just putting their name on it. Politicians that'll go and get $10,000, $100,000 for speaking engagement fees. It's fucking insane. It's insane. And it's frustrating to me. And that's the reason why. That's the reason why I made these, And I know a lot of you guys don't like ads, but this is the way I'm able to keep operating, keep doing this. Check this out. I made this today. Fire them all. This is a shirt specific for today. I'm only keeping it up for the day. And this is great. And this is what it says. And I made a pink one for the ladies, for the hoodies. It says, fire them all. The Rational American, State of a Failing Union 23. It's like an event shirt for the day. The link is in your chat. And here's the best thing. You could still do the hoodie deal. So you could add the hoodie to your cart. You can go back. You can add the mug. I wish it promoted it. This is going to look sick on a black mug. I already ordered one. It's going to look dope. Just because of the way the picture. You know how long this freaking thing took me to design? For one, I had to license this picture, which was expensive as fuck. And then I had to make everything else. But this is a shirt just for today. And I wish everybody would wear this. Or I wish everybody would buy it. One, it would really help me in what we're doing here. But secondly, you'll tell the world that this is all a fucking, fire them all. Everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. Fire them all. I don't have it in the zip. I can't do the cross-chest designs in the zip up. They won't do it. Does it say SOTU? So the State of the Union is starting.
The House will come to order.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Speaker, the Vice President and the United States Senate.
Kathy said you forgot the mug. You'll have to go back in, buy another hoodie. Deborah bought it. Oh, she got one. Guys, don't buy that shirt that Deborah just bought if you bought if you bought the patriotic bundle. That shirt's not to be it shouldn't have been published, but thank you, Deborah. Also, anyone who joins the coffee club, whether it's monthly, 6 month, or here, fuck it, we don't need to see them all shake their hands. Anyone who joins our coffee club, this is why it's all up. I'm going hard with this because I just ordered the signs for the front. We're not just doing coffee, we're doing tea and cocoa, and eventually I'm gonna get a bunch of water too. We're gonna do that. Shout out to Christina for buying the hoodie. I gotta move that. The next time it pops up, I'm gonna move it off to the side because it is a little distracting. It'll be, actually I won't bother. McCarthy's not gonna rip up the speech. He already said he's not gonna do any of that stuff. You know, it's oh God, it's so disgusting. And I was talking to someone else. You know what they're going to do? Biden's going to get up there and he's going to mumble something. Then they're all going to sit down. Biden's going to mumble something else. I hate the way they do this shit. It's so for show. You want to do a State of the Union address? Don't do it in front of Congress. They're all fucking liars. Address the American public. Get in front of a camera. Break into every single station. USA, FX, every single station across America and broadcast and speak to the American people. Why do they do the State of the Union to these fucking sellouts? Every single one of them. Why do they do it? I don't understand. Anyway, like I was saying, I'm fucking really irritated by this. It's because it's such a sham, bro. Here's the thing about the coffee. What we're doing is I realize that in addition to the advertising on the cups, when you guys are purchasing a bag of coffee, I'm essentially, when you buy one bag of coffee, or for every $1 that you spend in the store, we're able to give away 2 coffees free of charge. It doesn't, even irregardless of the advertising, it actually means we could bring our advertising costs down or fees down so we can get more advertising. So what I'm asking everybody to do is to join our coffee club. And you can either do the monthly one. You'll see it on the main page where it says join the coffee club. Join the coffee club and then either do monthly. You could do 6 months prepaid or you can do a year prepaid. And it's free shipping on every single order. It's a discount. So you get a 10% discount for monthly, 15% for the 6 month prepaid, or 22% discount for the yearly prepaid coffee. And then just know you're supporting me and what we're doing and giving away free coffee. And when I get to 100 members, I'm able to take everything to the next step. When I get to 100 members, I can get the Sprinter van and start doing mobile coffee carts and special events. When I get to 200 members, we can open a second location. 300 members, open a third location. Because in all reality, the locations help. It's like free advertising. Because they come in, they're like, holy shit, it's free coffee. So I really need you guys to join the coffee club. It's incredibly important. And if any of you really want to support it, you can do what Kathy and Shirley and Pamela and Ryan have done. And you can go to our patriotic as fuck bundles. They come in the ammo cans. They're sick. You can get the yearly deal of those. Buy 10, get 2 months free. You get a 20% discount. I then send you a code, and then you can apply that code to every single purchase. The code is good for 20% off if you do that deal. And you get 20% off across the board on every deal. And so then if you do if you do the yearly Patriotic SF bundle, and then you get the code for the 20% off. Sorry, I'm watching this too, and I want to like punch every single one of these fucking politicians. If you see when I'm like losing it, it's because I want to fucking punch them. I'm like so enraged. That's why I couldn't be in DC. I literally want to punch every single one of them in the face. And that's such a bad thing, you know? But they all lie. Every single one. I don't care how good people think they are. These are all the Democrats walking in, I believe, anyway. There isn't a single good person in this room right now. Not a single good person. Anyway, so like I was saying, if you get our Patriotic as F bundle, right? So each one of these bundles, they come in a 50 caliber ammo can. They got a book either written by a veteran or someone that I deem as patriotic. So like this month's books have the Brian Kilmeade George Washington book because I think it's awesome. And so that's why we included that book. This month's, they've got whiskey tumblers. Oh, fuck, they're in my car. They won't freeze, whatever. They've got, not tumblers, rather, whiskey glasses that are inscribed with the Declaration of Independence. They have patches, hats, T-shirts, hoodies, whatever you want. And then now you could choose your own bag of coffee that you want delivered with it. That link April will put in the chat. But if you want to do the yearly deal with that, you pay for 10 months up front, and then you get free shipping on every bundle. So the way I figure is you're saving about $380 by paying for them up front because you get 2 months for free. You get free shipping on every single bundle. And here's the best part, the 20% discount that we send you within 24 hours, you then can apply it to every other promotion that we have running. So if we have a deal where it's a weekend deal, 15% off coffee or something, you can say, hey, Steve, I want to take advantage of this deal. You got to do it that way and send us an email because then we make a special link for you that gives you all the discounts at one because otherwise it's set, so it won't allow you to do it. But you can also apply that to our yearly coffee plan, which gets you 3 bags of coffee for $9.98, which is cheaper than what I pay. I'm not even joking. So it gets you coffee cheaper than I pay. Plus, it helps us. It's showing support. So I encourage all of you guys to do it if you can. And I know it's a lot, but someone said, are they going to fight for the gavel? No, look at fucking Fetterman, you piece of shit. Punch ring. Look at that fucking ogre of a man. Fucking bullshit. Oh, the Angry Viking's going to come out. Angry Viking. Fuck that shit.
This fucking guy. Fucking Fetterman. Look at that fucking conehead looking motherfucker. Yo, if your kids are watching
today, probably not a good idea. Okay? Don't let your kids watch this. It's just not today.
Fuck you, Fetterman.
What the fuck? Wait, who the fuck is this dude? Who is he? Who is he? And someone say that in the chat. Who is he? It is. Did JD Vance win? I didn't think he won. What the fuck? I don't care. Oh yeah, yeah. It's because we've been following the House the whole time. I forgot. We've been following the House and not the Senate because the Senate's been doing nothing. They have all these bills that the Republican House has passed and they haven't done shit. Like think of one thing that the Senate has done, in the past 3 days. Fucking A, bro. It's fucking irritating as shit. Irritating as shit. Someone said Fetterman is wearing a suit. Yeah, this conehead piece of fucking garbage, bro. You guys want to see all these shit bricks? Ugh. I hate them all. They're all just fucking liars, bro. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. Look at that purple-haired fucking hippie. Ugh. But I bet that whole fucking place smells like fucking diapers. Like, you know that smell when you walk into a nursing home? I guarantee this whole place smells like that. God. I don't care if people are wearing masks. And I don't know why everybody Barbara just bought a mug. Shout out to you, Barbara. Barbara. Oh, you bought a lot, Barbara. Yeah. Yeah, Barbara. It's what we need. It's what we need. You guys, I wish I had I showed you guys the whiskey glasses before. They're pretty awesome. And I'm working with the vendor of that because they can do personalized ones too. They can do a lot. So I'm working with them to try to get a reseller agreement on place, or at least a wholesale agreement. So, because I had to pay market for everything. So I would like to do it. Someone said, are they getting paid time and a half for this? No, that's a good way to pay attention to this. Every single person that's currently in this room right now, you just count $174,000. $174,000 for every single person in this room. Actually, I think McCarthy, I think McConnell, I think Schumer, I think they all get more money too. And we're not even talking about lobbying money. We're not talking about any of that. And it's so fucking sad, dude. So sad. So sad. But it is what it is. I mean, what can we do? We just have to keep reporting it and keep fucking bowing down to these mother. And you know how I feel about it. I believe that we need to fire them all. This is the design I made. And this shirt, hoodie, and sweatshirt, these here, which you can find if you go to our menu, you'll see it where it says, it's backwards here, but whatever. It says it's supposed to be state of the failing union. So I wrote STOFU instead of whatever, but whatever. But not on the shirts. See, it says state of a failing union. That design took me a long time. And I had to license this. So I don't know if I've sold enough to even pay for the license for this picture. So hopefully we do. But it's, look at this. Fire them all. Because that's what we should do. And this is a shirt just for today. I'm taking this shirt down. These hoodies, the hoodies, mug, and T-shirts, these three will be coming down tomorrow. They will not be available for sale as of 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to like celebrate you guys that are here with me watching this shit show tonight. So I'll put the link in the chat again, right there, if you guys want to do it. And again, the patriotic bundles, if we have anybody, that's doing okay in this economy and you want to do the yearly patriotic bundle, it's a hell of a deal. It's a hell of a deal. It's expensive. It's like $1,240 because you're paying for, 12 bundles, or you're paying for 10 bundles up front. And then you get 2 free. You get 20% off in the store. It's a hell of a deal. But make sure you get your orders in for the State of the Failing Union celebration with us prior to 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, because I'm taking them down. Look at these these are all the people that get invited. All of those people up there. All these lying pieces of garbage. Lying pieces of garbage. Someone said, the coffee is the best. It really does it. Yeah, well, I'm drinking. Pamela! Thank you for purchasing a mug. You bought the mug and a hoodie. Yeah. Everybody wanted that. See, the location thing isn't working. I got to figure out why it didn't work. But that's supposed to work, and it's not doing it. It's supposed to say the state that you reside in. Look at that fucking U2, you piece of shit. Your music sucks too. Fuck. Who's the guy that he's with? Who's that? Sonny Bono? Is that his name? Mike said you need a long sleeve tee option. Yeah, I mean, I try to do what people buy the most of because it's expensive. It's not Paul Pelosi. Is it Paul Pelosi? I don't know who it was. Kind of looked like him. Does FedEx ship these products out? I don't know, because these are printed on demand. I think some are DHL. It's whoever the cheaper vendors are usually.
States into the chamber. The gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Scalise. The gentleman from Minnesota, Mr. Emmer. The gentlewoman from New York, Mrs. Stefanik. the gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. Hudson, the gentleman from Alabama, Mr. Palmer, the gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Johnson, the gentlewoman from Oregon, Mrs. Chavez DeReamer, the gentlewoman from Virginia, Mrs. Kiggins.
I think Sonny Bono is Nancy Pelosi's guest. Guest. I'm vaping, sorry. I quit vaping for like 5 days and started chewing again, and then I'm like, why am I chewing? I'll just vape. And so now I'm vaping oil and no nicotine. I'm on my way. That's soon. But I quit drinking soda. So how about that? And we only have brownies or cake at home. And now we have nothing because my wife forgot to buy brownies.
The President of the Senate, at the direction of that body, appoints the following senators as members of the committee on the part of the Senate to escort the President.
Is the U2 singer Sonny Bono? Christy bought the T-shirt.
The Senator
nice selection.
From Illinois, Mr. Durr.
Like that military green. Hell yeah.
The Senator from Washington, Ms. Murray. The Senator from Michigan, Ms. Stapadown.
Cynthia.
The Senator from Minnesota, Ms. Klobuchar. The Senator from Wisconsin,
Which one you got?
Ms. Baldwin.
French vanilla. Nice choice.
The Senator from Kentucky, Mr. McConnell. The Senator from South Dakota, Mr. Thune.
Wonder.
The Senator from Wyoming, Mr. Barrasso. The Senator from West Virginia, Ms. Capito.
What are they gonna fucking
Senator
recite
from
every
Iowa,
single
Ms.
person?
Ernst.
Oh, you fucking cat! Yo, shut the fuck up! This is why they say it starts at 9. They're not gonna run through. Oh, they're not gonna introduce the whole house. Oh wait, so they're done. Oh, those are the people that are gonna walk the president down so he can lie to the American public. Got it. Who's coming in now? Look at General Milley there. Oh, you're fucking watching me. Look at General Milley here. You fucking piece of shit. Right there. Fucking traitor. Fuck, bro. I should run for president. Fuck this shit. You guys got my back. I was saying, my brother's like, dude, you should just run. He goes, because your viewers would they would support it. They would, you would have like a huge platform. I'm like, no. Because they played this video back where I'm like, I want to punch every one of them in the face. And yeah, I'd be disqualified just for that. As a reminder, if you're just tuning in for the time tonight, I made a special shirt just for tonight. It's only available from now until 8 o'clock. Ah, Second Amendment hat, Antonio. Nice hat. I like it. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. The State of the Failing Union. Limited edition. Oh, shot. What the fuck, bro? There. This is it. We have hoodies. We've got one mug and one T-shirt available, which you can't see there because this fucking software sucks. But it says fire them all because my firm belief is the only way we save America is by replacing every single one of those people in this room. Every single one of them. That's the only way. It's the only way. Hell yeah, David. Shout out to you, David. I don't care if Trump's doing a play-by-play, to be completely honest with you. I really don't. Here is the link inside your chat right now to get the limited edition shirt. Because here, my belief, and I know a lot of you guys disagree, I don't know what could save this country, but I can tell you that, yes, maybe Donald Trump would be good for the country from a governmental side, but nothing will be accomplished because he's alienated himself from so many people. Do I think DeSantis would be a better person? I don't know. But at this point in a primary, if we have another candidate that hasn't come out yet because the only ones are the people that I wouldn't vote for. But if we had another candidate that came out and Donald Trump was still in the primary, I would not vote for Donald Trump in a primary. If Donald Trump wins a primary and then he's the GOP nod, of course I'm voting for him. You know, because I believe that Donald Trump would do a great job as president again. But my fear is that Donald Trump is more of a politician than he was in 2016 when he ran. And that's my belief. You know, and it sucks. I was having this conversation with someone else earlier today too. Or maybe it was you guys. I don't remember, during my earlier show. Oh no, I was talking about it yesterday with someone that came into the store. And I was like, you know, as much as I like him, I voted for him twice. I don't know if I would vote for him again because I care more about America. And I think anything he does would be overshadowed by this the Trump derangement syndrome. So any good he does will be overshadowed by that. Look at what they do. Look at what they say.
Of the Supreme Court.
And you guys all know it just as well as I do. Now they're introducing the justices of the Supreme Court, I believe. Get that limited edition shirt tonight. I'm going to plug the shit out of that tonight. Let's go, boys and girls. Someone said, who the hell would you vote for? I don't know. I hope we get an everyday American that wants to go and speaks to everybody. That's what I want more than anything. I want someone that... I want Donald Trump from 2016. That's who I want in. With all his failures, his brashness, that's what I want. You know? I hear everyone's complaints about DeSantis, you know, saying he's a shill for the Bushes and, you know, all that. I get that. But I truly just don't think Donald Trump would be... I don't think he's the ideal candidate, you know? Which is weird because in 2016, I thought he was the ideal candidate. And I stand by that today. That's why I voted for him. That's why I voted, and that's why I voted for him in 2020. Because what he did in the White House, look at the numbers that I went through at the beginning of this video. He helped this country, cared about this country. You know, but I feel like he's more of a politician now. You know, I lost a lot of respect for him with the Dr. Oz endorsement. I'll be completely honest with you. That's really when I started questioning him with the Dr. Oz endorsement, you know, and the fact that he didn't have anybody that was strong-willed enough to be like, Donald, Mr. fucking Trump, get the fuck off Twitter.
Yeah.
Yay! Linda, shout out to you. He didn't have anybody that apparently was like, Mr. Trump, get off Twitter. Get off. Remember, guys, if you buy the hoodie, I'm saying this even though it costs me money. I don't make as much. But if you buy the hoodie, you might as well add the mug to the cart. It's fucking free. I'm just saying. If you buy the hoodie, add the mug. And if you don't want that mug, add any mug. And the mug is free. You don't have to pay for it. I prefer you get that mug because they're from the same people, so it gets shipping lower for me. But yeah, what's my take on Mike Pence? He's a fucking rhino. He's a rhino. I don't dislike him for all the reasons that, you know, these hardcore right-wingers do. No, he's a rhino. And I believe he's a soft rhino at that. He's like the Ben Klein, you know, someone that just follows orders, does what he's told, doesn't, you know, speak out, doesn't say anything valuable, doesn't put anything in, doesn't stand up for his constituents.
Mr. Speaker,
That's my belief.
President's cabinet.
But my personal belief is I don't think Donald Trump is going to get the nod. I think what Donald Trump did today with DeSantis, posting or retweeting something on True Social, the claim that DeSantis was partying with high schoolers, when I think the photo's already been debunked. That's the same shit the Democrats did against him. Thank you, Shirley. I think that's the thing the Democrats did against, or who's the lady that was running against him? She ran the Department of Agriculture, and she ran against DeSantis for governor. I forgot what her name is. But that's what she did. She put all those photos out and all that. Donald Trump today retweets that, you know, and then all the diehard Trumpers on Twitter are now calling DeSantis a pedophile. It's just wrong, dude. It's wrong. We don't need that kind of politics. And I can tell you one thing's for certain. I have no intention of ever running for office yet. But if I do, I would not run a dirty campaign. I would not be digging up dirt. I would not be publishing dirt. I wouldn't do it. I'm better than that. Everybody else, I mean, shit, there's fucking dirt for days on me. You know? There's dirt for days. I've made bad business decisions. You know, I wasn't always this wonderful person full of morals that I was, or I am now. I wasn't always that person, you know? But I would never go dirty. I hate how politics do that. The politicians do that now. Candidates do that. It's the only way they can win. You know what I mean? And that's the one thing I wouldn't do, is I would never lie about anything in my background. I wouldn't try to make shit better. Jason from location just bought a tip. That means when it says they just bought a tip, that means when they bought a t-shirt or they buy a hoodie or a bag of coffee, they're also tipping. And I appreciate that, Jason. That's what it means. Balls and Holes on YouTube with a $1.99 super chat said, did he kiss Kamala's husband on the lips? I don't know, probably. Someone said, yeah, Trump wouldn't stay off Hunter Biden, the whole Sleepy Joe stuff. My worry is that if Trump runs for office, that he's going to be on he's going to have a vendetta, which he should, but he's going to be running for fucking retaliation. All of his moves are going to be retaliatory. Here's the guys, you may see, for one, I'm running on coffee right now. Secondly, I'm going through a pretty serious bout of insomnia again. I'm not having nightmares or anything. I'm just not able to fall asleep. I keep thinking about shit. And it happens every couple of months. So I'm fucking exhausted. Just so you guys all know. Like last night, I was up till like 1:30, got up at 6. So, and it's been that way for a couple of days now. So if I stutter a little bit or something, just forgive me for that. So, but, boom, boom, boom. Someone said, like, back in your goth days, back when you had hair to dye black, comb over, it was the emo. You talking about me? I was what, and any like punker people would know. I was a gutter punk. When I traveled, I was like a straight edge gutter punk. That's what I was. Long time ago. That's when we used to love to punch the shit out of people. All the time. It was fun. And I keep realizing you guys are just watching me right now, but what would you rather watch, me or this shit show? Let's just watch this. Keep in mind, guys, too, anyone who's making purchases in the store, if you join our coffee club, you will, one, be automatically entered for a TV giveaway on Friday. That's just for coffee club members. But on the 10th of every month, we will do giveaways just for you guys. So one time it may be a merch drop. I think next month I'm going to do a Bose soundbar. We did one of those once before. Also, Rich, I got your photo. Rich won the TV the other day. I'm going to post that on social media because he took a picture with him lying down on the floor with the TV in the background wearing a Wake Up America sweatshirt. It's fucking dope. But yeah, if you want a chance to win, and this is the best part, even if you do the monthly coffee plan for the $40 a month or whatever it is, your best deal is to do the yearly plan for the coffee because you get 22% off and free shipping on every bag. But even if you do the monthly plan, you're in for the entire time. So every month that you're in, you're automatically, so if you're a member on the 10th of every month, because that's the only way I can grab it, then you'll be entered for the giveaway. You know what I mean? So, and we'll do a big giveaway. It's not going to be like a t-shirt giveaway. Now, we'll do big ones, to make it worth it. But on Monday, or so whatever the 10th is, so that's Friday, we're doing our first giveaway, either a 50 or 55-inch flat screen. And I alternate between the two fucking sizes. It's for whatever I can get, whatever size I can get. But if you guys want to do that, you should go and become a coffee club member right now. But if you want to be part of the Cool Kids Club right now and get a shirt commiserating this day, this shitty fucking day, You can go follow the link in the chat that I'm putting in right now. Bam. And get a t-shirt that I made just for tonight. Fire 'em all. That's my slogan for the night. State of a Failing Union 2023, the Rational American Podcast. That's this show. Get up in there. Buy a hoodie if you want. You can get the hoodie and add the mug to your cart. The mug is completely free. And if you've already bought a hoodie and you didn't know you could get the mug for free, go buy another hoodie and then you'll get the mug for free. Here's a fucking president of the United States in fucking America. Yeah. I'll try to be nice. He's like, where am I? Jill, where am I? Where's the ice cream? I shit myself. Justin just bought some French vanilla. French vanilla. French vanilla. French vanilla. French vanilla. French vanilla.
French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla. Fuck you, Joe Biden.
It's where they clap for a fucking year. Bullshit. Look, let's watch Maxine Waters. No, who's that? That's not Maxine Waters. She's the other racist one. What the hell's her name? Forgot. I don't remember. Look at all these fucking goobers trying to go and shake his hand. There's Hakeem Jeffries walking behind. Piece of garbage. The worst part about this whole thing is they're going to clap like 7,000 fucking times. I hate that so much. And the Republicans will get up and clap when he says something about, like, America. Sheila Jackson Lee, that's right. All this fucking posturing. Good fucking shifty Schumer behind him. Shitty Schumer. Where's Nadler? The mad shitter. Don't talk to her. Fucking sellout, McCarthy. Excuse my language, guys. I almost didn't even do this live stream tonight. I'll be completely honest with you. I almost didn't want to do this live stream. These people are all evil. I'll be honest with you. They're all evil. They're all evil. Tomorrow I'll update, because I don't know how many coffee club members we have now. And again, guys, for the coffee club, this is important because there was some confusion earlier. If you go to if you go to Awake Not Woke, the coffee on here, and you order 3 bags a month, you're not in the coffee club. In order to get in the coffee club, so you appear on our list for all the perks and all the special emails and stuff we're doing, you have to go over here, right on the main tab, and you'll see it says, you'll see it says, fuck you fucking emails. Fuck off. You'll see right here, it says Coffee Club. Join that, and then there's 3 choices. You could do monthly, which gets you a 10% discount and free shipping. You could do 6-month prepaid, gets you a 15% discount and free shipping. And you could do a yearly prepaid, gets you a 22% discount and free shipping. Yeah. All right, so obviously this is the best deal. But if you really want a good deal, because you're like one of those couponers, this is all you got to do. Watch, I'll show you real quick. You go up here to bundles, click Patriotic as F bundle. This is our patriotic bundle. Choose whatever you want. And here's a little hack for you guys. If you go to t-shirt and you choose your size, the size really doesn't matter for this. Fiery but peaceful. Like, watch. Here, I'll show you real quick. Oh, wait. Did this not work the last time I did it? I may have deleted this thing, but watch. Last time, if you go to patriotic as F bundle, do 4X, flying high, blah, 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 one-time purchase, and then go to add to cart, and then view cart. And then you go to apparel and do t-shirts. And then you do, like this one, choose medium, add to cart, well, small, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then go this one, and then do medium. Then, let me see, view cart. No, it didn't work anymore. The shirts used to be free. So, but here's the thing I'll do for you guys. If fucking the clapping, dude, it pisses me off so fucking much. Fuck all of these sellouts. What I could do too, if you order a Patriotic as F bundle, you can just email me with the shirts you want, and I'll send you the shirts. And that way, because otherwise you get 2 random fresh designs every month. But the whole reason I started talking about that is because if you go to the Patriotic Bundle and you do the subscribe and save and the yearly, obviously it's a great deal. It's expensive as shit. Okay. It's $1,200 or whatever it is. But it's a great deal because you get your 11th and 12th month free. You get free shipping on every single box that we send out, and you get a 20% a permanent discount off every other purchase that you ever make in our store. And you can combine that with the coffee club. So as soon as we send you the code, I also ask if you want to do the coffee club. You say yes, I send you a code that gets you an additional 20% off. So your coffee club membership is 42% off as well. So it's a hell of a deal. But enough of this fucking sales thing for a little bit. Let's listen to this shit show.
Sure. You can smile, it's okay.
Shut up. All right, I'll mute myself for a little bit.
Thank you. Thank you, please. Mr. Speaker, Madam Vice President, our First Lady and Second Gentleman, good to see you guys up there. Members of Congress.
The angry turnip's already out. Fake-ass doctor! You ain't no doctor! Shit. Fucking
By the
PhD.
way, Chief Justice, I may need a court order.
PhD's
She
nuts?
gets to go to the
I'm a turnip, I don't have
game
nuts.
tomorrow, next
Yeah.
week. I have to stay home. Got to work something out here. Members of the Cabinet, leaders of our military, Chief Justice, Associate Justice, and retired Justice of the Supreme Court, and to you, my fellow Americans.
He's high as shit.
You know, I start tonight by congratulating the 118th Congress and the new Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy.
I wouldn't have shook his hand. See?
That's how you know Kevin McCarthy's a sellout, because he even shook his hand. That man is destroying this country. There's no way in hell if I was Speaker of the House, I would have shook his hand.
Speaker, I don't want to ruin your reputation, but I look forward to working with you. And I want to congratulate the new leader of the House Democrats, the first African-American minority leader in history, Hakeem Jeffries.
You know, the camera won't zoom in when he just pointed because he just pointed at some random black dude. Remember his comments about the jungle that he didn't want his kids to grow up in?
Congratulations.
He is a true racist.
In the history of the United States Senate, Mitch McConnell. Where are you, Mitch?
Mumbling Mitch. Piece of garbage rhino.
And congratulations to Chuck Schumer, another, another term as Senate Minority Leader. I
Spit
think
it out,
you.
shithead. No, fuck.
Well, this time you have a slightly bigger majority, Mr. Leader. You're the majority leader. About that much bigger? Yeah. Well, I tell you what. I want to give special recognition to someone who I think is going to be considered the greatest speaker in the history of the House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi. Folks, the story of America is a story of progress and resilience, of always moving forward, of never, ever giving up. It's a story unique among all nations. We're the only country that has emerged from every crisis we've ever entered stronger than we got into it. Look, folks, that's what we're doing again. 2 years ago, the economy was reeling. I stand here tonight after we've created, with the help of many people in this room, 12 million new jobs, more jobs created in 2 years than any president's created in 4 years, because of you all, because of the American people.
That's a fucking lie. We've already talked about it. You
put back 9 million jobs that were lost because of COVID. Liar.
And 2 years ago, COVID had shut down, our businesses were closed, our schools were robbed of so much, and today, COVID no longer controls our lives. And 2 years ago, democracy faced its greatest threats in the Civil War. And today, though bruised, our democracy remains unbowed and unbroken.
Oh, it's fucking broken, bro.
As we gather here tonight, we're writing the next chapter in the great American story, a story of progress and resilience. When world leaders ask me to define America, and they do, believe it or not, I say I can define it in one word, and I mean this.
What the fuck was that?
We don't think anything is beyond our capacity. Everything is a possibility.
Did he just glitch?
You know, we're often told
live?
that Democrats and Republicans can't work together. But over the past 2 years, we've proved the cynics and naysayers wrong. Yes, we disagreed plenty. And yes, there were times when Democrats went alone. But time and again, Democrats and Republicans came together to defend a stronger and safer Europe. It came together to pass once in a generation infrastructure law, building bridges connecting our nation and our people. We came together to pass the most significant law ever, helping victims exposed to toxic burn pits. And in fact,
That's a good one.
it was important. And in fact, I signed over 300 bipartisan pieces of legislation since becoming president. From reauthorizing the Violence Against Women Act, the Electoral Count Reform Act, the Respect for Marriage Act that protects the right to marry the person you love. And to my Republican friends, if we could work together the last Congress, there's no reason we can't work together and find consensus on important things in this Congress as well. I think folks, you all are as formed as I am, but I think the people sent us a clear message. Fighting for the sake of fighting, power for the sake of power, conflict for the sake of conflict gets us nowhere. Administration, but for a long time. Too many good-paying manufacturing jobs moved overseas. Factories closed down. Once thriving cities and towns that many of you represent became shadows of what they used to be. Along the way, something else we lost: pride, our sense of self-worth. I ran for president to fundamentally change things, to make sure our economy works for everyone, so we can all feel that pride in what we do. To build an economy from the bottom up and the middle out, not from the top down.
They fucking criminalized pride. They've criminalized pride.
Very well. We all do.
You can't even fly a fucking American flag without being called a white supremacist. Fuck these liars.
I know a lot of you always kid me for always quoting my dad, but my dad used to say, Joey, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. He really would say this.
I bet
about
his
a lot
dad
more than
didn't
a
even
paycheck.
talk to him.
It's about your dignity. It's about respect.
Bullshit.
It's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay, and mean it. Well, folks, so let's look at the results.
I can't say that
We're
to my
not finished
kids.
yet by any stretch of the imagination, but unemployment rate is at 3.4%, a 50-year low. A near record unemployment.
It's because 2.8 million
New people.
fuck!
We've already created, through help, 800,000 good-paying manufacturing jobs, the fastest growth in 40 years.
700,000, you fucking liar!
And where is it written? Where is it written that America can't lead the world in manufacturing? And I don't know where that's written. For too many decades, we imported projects and exported jobs. Now, thanks to what you've all done, we're exporting American products and creating American jobs. Folks, inflation has been a global problem because the pandemic disrupted our supply chains And Putin's unfair and brutal war in Ukraine disrupted energy supplies as well as food supplies, blocking all that grain in Ukraine. But we're better positioned than any country on earth right now. But we have more to do. But here at home, inflation is coming down. Here at home, gas prices are down $1.50 from their peak. Food inflation is coming down, not fast enough, but coming down. Inflation has fallen every month for the last 6 months, while take-home pay has gone up.
He's drooling
Additionally,
again.
over the last 2 years, a record 10 million Americans applied to start new businesses. 10 million. And by the way, every time someone starts a small business is an act of hope. And Madam Vice President, I want to thank you for leading that effort to ensure that small businesses have access to capital and the historic laws we enacted that are going to just come into being. Standing here last year, I shared with you a story of American genius and possibilities. Semiconductors, small computer chips the size of a fingerprint that power everything, from cell phones to automobiles and so much more. These chips were invented in America. Let's get that straight. They were invented in America. We used to make 40% of the world's chips. In the last several decades, we lost our edge. We're down to only producing 10%. We all saw what happened during the pandemic when chip factories shut down overseas. Today's automobiles need 3,000 chips, each of those automobiles. But American automobiles couldn't make enough cars because there weren't enough chips. Car prices went up, people got laid off. So did everything from refrigerators to cell phones. We can never let that happen again. That's why we came together to pass the Bipartisan Chips and Science Act. Folks, I know I've been criticized for saying this, but I'm not changing my view. We're going to make sure the supply chain for America begins in America. The supply chain begins in America. We've already created 800,000 new manufacturing jobs without this law, before the law kicks in. With this new law, we're going to create hundreds of thousands of new jobs across the country. And I mean all across the country, throughout not just the coast, but through the middle of the country as well. That's going to come from companies that have announced more than $300 billion in investment in American manufacturing over the next few years. Outside of Columbus, Ohio, Intel is building semiconductor factories on 1,000 acres.
What the
literally
fuck
a field
is
of dreams.
Fucking inbred
Going to create
bullshit
10,000
right
jobs,
here.
that one investment.
What the fuck?
7,000
That's
construction
Kamala
jobs.
Harris's husband. And that's
3,000
Joe
jobs
Biden.
in those
What
factories
the
once they're
fuck?
finished. They call them factories. Jobs paying an average of $130,000 a year, and many do not require a college degree. Jobs. Because we work together, these jobs where people don't have to leave home to search for opportunity. It's just getting started. Think about the new homes, the small businesses, the medium-sized businesses. So much more that's going to be needed to support those 3,000 permanent jobs and the factories that are going to be built. Talk to mayors and governors, Democrats and Republicans, and they'll tell you what this means for their communities. We're seeing these fields
God,
of
I just
dreams
thought of something gross. Whoa. Very important. I got to interrupt this. Do you think that means because Joe Biden apparently is fucking Kamala Harris's husband, do you think that Kamala Harris is fucking old balls? Ugh! Old saggy balls.
We used to be
diaper wearing
in the world
piece
in
of
infrastructure.
shit.
We've sunk to 13th in the world. The United States of America, 13th in the world in infrastructure, modern infrastructure.
It's all your fault.
But now we're coming back because we came together and passed the bipartisan infrastructure law, the largest investment in infrastructure since President Eisenhower's interstate highway system. Folks, already we've funded over 20,000 projects, including major airports from Boston to Atlanta to Portland. Projects that are going to put thousands of people to work rebuilding our highways, our bridges, our railroads, our tunnels, ports, airports, clean water, high-speed internet, all across America. Urban, rural, tribal. And folks, we're just getting started. We're just getting started. And I mean this sincerely. I want to thank my Republican friends who voted for the law, and my Republican friends who voted against it as well. But I still get asked to fund the projects in those districts as well. But don't worry. I promised I'd be a president for all Americans. We'll fund these projects. And I'll see you at the groundbreaking.
Breaking news.
Look.
Breaking news. Do you know what's more important than this stupid ass hearing right now? The hearing. See, I'm so used to doing the hearings. The fact that we put out a special limited edition hoodie, shirt, and mug for tonight and tonight only. This goes away at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And if you buy the hoodie, make sure you add the mug to your cart because, surprise, the mug is free. But get it now. Links in your chat.
Folks, I've been talking about fixing it for decades.
I don't even want to go back and listen to this, but whatever.
I went there last month.
I'm doing this for you guys. I hope you know. So hopefully you're all buying T-shirts, letting me know that you know that I don't even want to do this. I'm doing it for you guys. For you. I don't even want to fucking listen to this shit.
While I was there, I met a young woman named Sarah.
I bet you
Who's
did,
here
you
tonight. I don't know where
fucking
Sarah is. Is
sicko.
she up in the box? I don't know. Sarah, how are you? Well, Sarah, for 30 years, I learned, she told me she'd been a proud member of the Iron Workers Local 44, known as the Cowboys in the Sky. The folks who built Cincinnati's skyline. Sarah said she can't wait to be 10 stories above the Ohio River building that new bridge. God bless her. That's pride. And that's what we're also building. We're building back pride. Look, we're also replacing poisonous lead pipes that go into 10 million homes in America. 400,000 school and child care centers. So every child in America can drink the water instead of having permanent damage to their brain. Look, we're making sure that every community in America has access to affordable high-speed internet. No parent should have to drive by McDonald's parking lot to help them do their homework online with their kids, which many thousands were doing across the country. And when we do these projects, and again, I get criticized for this, but I make no excuses for it. We're going to buy American. We're going to buy American. Folks, and it's totally consistent with international trade rules.
International
trade has been the law since
depression.
1933, but for too long, past administrations, Democrat and Republican, have fought to get around it. Not anymore.
This is Jill Biden kissing Kamala Harris's husband. Straight up on the mouth. She has her eyes closed, too. She likes that shit. It's fucking disgusting.
Made in America.
Fucking White House is dirty, bro.
I mean it. Lumber, glass, drywall, fiber optic cable.
I can't believe
And
he
on my
hasn't
watch,
said MAGA
American
yet.
roads, bridges, and American highways are going to be made with American products as well. Folks, my economic plan is about investing in places and people that have been forgotten. So many of you listening to me tonight, I know you feel it. So many of you felt like you've just simply been forgotten. Amid the economic upheaval of the past 4 decades, too many people have been left behind and treated like they're invisible. Maybe that's you watching from home. Remember the jobs that went away. You remember them, don't you? The folks at home remember them. You wonder whether the path even exists anymore for your children to get ahead without having to move away. Well, that's why I get that. That's why we're building an economy where no one's left behind. Jobs are coming back. Pride is coming back because choices we made in the last several years. You know, this is, in my view, a blue-collar blueprint to rebuild America and make a real difference in your lives at home. For example, too many of you lay in bed at night like my dad did, staring at the ceiling, wondering,
how did I fuck up and have Joe Biden for a son?
Gets cancer.
I thought that's what he was saying.
Or your child gets deadly ill. Or something happens to you.
Yeah, Joe.
What are you going to get money to pay for those medical bills?
Fire them all.
Or you're going to have to sell the house or try to get a second mortgage on it. I get it. I get it. With the Inflation Reduction Act that I signed into law, we're taking on powerful interests to bring healthcare costs down so you can sleep better at night with more security. You know, we pay more for prescription drugs than any nation in the world.
Yeah, it's your fault, shithead. Hey, who's going to be the one to make my night? Right there. It's in the chat. Who's going to be the one? You guys know I get super excited. Who's going to be the one to do the yearly patriotic bundle deal tonight? Who's going to be the one?
But every day, millions need insulin to
There's
control
always
their
one.
diabetes
Who's going to do it tonight?
so they can literally
Links in the
stay
chat.
alive.
I may
Insulin's
have to
been around
fucking
for
sing
over
a
100
song.
years. The guy who invented it didn't even patent it because he wanted it to be available for everyone. It cost the drug companies roughly $10 a vial to make that insulin. Packaging and all, you may get up to $13. But Big Pharma has been unfairly charging people hundreds of dollars, $400 to $500 a month, making record profits. Not anymore.
Shut up.
Not anymore.
Remember this? Yeah, I'm going to have a song for whoever buys the Patriotic As F yearly bundle. And I'll sing it better than U2's shitty-ass fucking singer.
Things that we did are only now coming to fruition. We said we were doing this, and we said we passed the law to do it, but people didn't know because the law didn't take effect until January 1 of this year. We capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors on Medicare.
He's not saying that he stopped Trump's plan to cap it at $40. Piece of shit. He actually vetoed it.
I'm sure you're getting the same calls I'm getting. Look, there are millions of other Americans who do not or are not on Medicare, including 200,000 young people.
Who's going to be the one?
With type 1 diabetes and need these insulin,
Links in the chat.
to stay alive.
Who's it going to be?
Let's finish the job.
Who's going
this
to make
time.
me cry?
Let's cap
in
the cost of
happiness?
insulin for
Sing a
everybody
song.
at $35. Folks, the Big Pharma's still going to do very well, I promise y'all. I promise you they're going to do very well.
I'll make a new country song about Joe Biden, like the old K song, like an actual nice country song, if I sell one of the bundles tonight, or one of the yearly bundle deals. You will get a full-on
no matter how much
country
your
twang song with my real voice.
You know why?
Hell yeah.
You all know it. Many of you, like many in my family, have cancer.
We're watching the house
Drugs
feed
can
right
range
now.
from $10, $11, $14, $15,000 for the cancer drugs. If drug prices rise faster than inflation, drug companies are going to have to pay Medicare back the difference. We're finally giving Medicare the power to negotiate drug prices. Bringing down prescription drug costs doesn't just save seniors money.
R. Brooks, you haven't heard
the federal deficit by
fuck you,
billions
you
of
whispering
dollars.
piece of shit. Oh my God, I knew he was gonna fucking whisper. We got the federal deficit, and I just pooped my pants. My name is Joe Biden.
Keep their commitment to the
Sorry. Hey, anyone that actually wanted to listen to this, I apologize. But I did give a disclaimer in my chat and said, you're going to be fucking pissed. Because fuck this guy. Shit. Fucking.
Was threatening to repeal the Inflation Reduction Act. As my coach, that's okay. That's fair.
Well, Joe Biden
As my football
says-
coach used to say, lots of luck in your senior year. Make no mistake.
Make no
If you
mistake.
try anything to raise the cost of precision jobs, I will veto it.
He's like, I didn't even need to do the voice.
I'm pleased to say that more Americans have health insurance now than ever in history. A record 16 million people are enrolled in the Affordable Care Act. And thanks to the law I signed last year, saving millions are saving $800 a year on their premiums. And by the way, that law was written and the benefit expires in 2025. So my plea to some of you, at least in this audience, let's finish the job and make these savings permanent.
Yeah, we're gonna whisper again and be
Expand
fucking
coverage.
creepy. We're gonna whisper again. Ready? Expand coverage. Sit down, you pieces of shit.
Look.
You're all worthless.
The Inflation Reduction Act is also the most significant investment ever in climate change. Ever.
Who wants a country song? I'll sing a country song. I'll make one. Not in this voice either. I'll do my real singing voice. It's seductive. Be careful.
Drought, storms, and wildfires. From
There's
Arizona
storms
to
and
Mexico to
wildfires.
all the way up to the
That's
Canadian
gonna be a
border.
lyric too.
More timber has been burned, as I've observed from helicopters, than the entire state of Missouri. And we don't have global warming? Not a problem. In addition to emergency recovery, from Puerto Rico to Florida to Idaho, we're rebuilding for the long term. New electric grids that are able to weather major storms and not prevent those forest fires. Roads and water systems withstand the next big flood. Clean energy to cut pollution and create jobs in communities often left behind. We're going to build 500,000 electric vehicle charging stations installed across the country by tens of thousands of IBEW workers. And we're helping families save more than $1,000 a year with tax credits to purchase electric vehicles and efficient
There he
appliances,
goes.
energy-efficient appliances. Historic conservation efforts to be responsible stewards of our land. Let's face reality. The climate crisis doesn't care if you're in a red or blue state.
It's not a joke.
It's an existential threat. We have an obligation, not to ourselves, but to our children and grandchildren, to confront it. I'm proud of how America, at last, is stepping up to the challenge. We're still going to need oil and gas for a while. But guess what? No, we do. But there's so much more to do. We got to finish the job. And we pay for these investments in our future by finally making the wealthiest and biggest corporations begin to pay their fair share. Just begin.
Yeah. Remember, corporations have made 37% more this year under Joe Biden's leadership.
Agree with me and many people
Facts.
that you know. The tax system is not fair.
Stop
It
fucking
is not
whispering,
fair.
you creep. Fuck.
Look,
I just spit all
The
over
idea
my face. All over my
that in
computer and
2020,
everything. I just got mad.
55 of the largest corporations in America, the Fortune 500, made $40 billion in profits and paid.
I guess nobody wants a country song. I'm kind of let
Zero?
down. I thought you wanted a custom
Quote.
country song about Joe Biden.
Simply not fair.
Unbelievable.
But now, because of the law I signed, billion-dollar companies have to pay a minimum of 15%. God love them. 15%. That's less than a nurse pays. And let me be crystal clear. I said at the very beginning, under my plans, as long as I'm president, nobody earning less than $400,000 will pay an additional penny in taxes. Nobody, not one penny. But let's finish the job. There's more to do. We have to reward work, not just wealth. passed my proposal for the billionaire minimum tax. You know, there's 1,000 billionaires in America. It's up from about 600 in the beginning of the term. But no billionaire should be paying a lower tax rate than a school teacher or firefighter. I mean it. Think about it. I mean, look. I know you aren't enthusiastic about that, but think about it. Think about it. Have you noticed Big Oil just reported its profits, record profits? Last year they made $200 billion in the midst of a global energy crisis.
How much did they lose during COVID, you piece of shit?
Too little of that profit increased domestic production. And when I talk to a couple of them, they say, we're afraid you're going to shut down all the oil wells and all the oil refineries anyway, so why should we invest in them? I said, we're going to need oil for at least another decade. And that's going to exceed and beyond that. We're going to need it.
That's the Republicans laughing because he's an idiot.
If they had, in fact, invested in the production to keep gas prices down, instead, they used the record profits to buy back their own stock, rewarding their CEOs and shareholders. Corporations ought to do the right thing. That's why I propose we quadruple the tax on corporate stock buybacks and encourage long-term investments. They'll still make considerable profit. Let's finish the job and close the loopholes that allow very wealthy to avoid paying their taxes. Instead of cutting the number of audits for wealthy taxpayers, I just signed a law to reduce the deficit by $114 billion by cracking down on wealthy tax cheats. That's being...
Hey, serious question or serious observation here. Did anyone notice how when he says crack, he stutters? Do you think he thinks about Hunter?
My administration has cut the deficit by more than $1.7 trillion, the largest deficit reduction in American history. Under the previous administration, the American deficit went up 4 years in a row. Because those record deficits, no president added more to the national debt in any 4 years than my predecessor. Nearly 25% of the entire national debt that took over 200 years to accumulate was added by just one administration alone, the last one.
Andrea.
They're the facts. Check it out. Check it out.
She bought a patriotic bundle.
How did Congress respond?
Not the yearly bundle, though. You buy the yearly bundles. That's buy 10, get 2 free, 20% off every future order in our store, plus free shipping on every box, and a custom country song about Joe Biden. Who's going to do it? Links in the chat. Who's going to do it?
So
One person does it, I'll do a country song about Joey. 2 people do it, I'll do one about Kamala Harris as well. And you know how I roll. I'm going to play the
Instead of
K
making the
song
wealthy
after
pay
I'm
their
looking
fair
for
share,
it now.
some Republicans want Medicare and Social Security to sunset. I'm not saying it's a majority.
It's a lie.
Let me give you, anybody who doubts it, contact my office. I'll give you a copy. I'll give you a copy of the proposal. That means Congress doesn't vote.
Remember this one? Oh, yeah. My country songs are badass.
I'm going to tell you a story now.
Wait, I got to find the fucking video. The video's even better.
Congress doesn't keep the programs the way they are, they'd go away. Other Republicans say.
My country songs are badass, guys.
I don't even think it's even a
It's
significant.
worth the bundles.
But it's being proposed by individuals. I'm not politely not naming them, but it's being proposed by some of you.
It's actually not.
Look, folks, the idea is that we're not going to be moved into being threatened to default on the debt if we don't respond. Folks,
Did I delete that video? There's no way I did.
so folks,
Or did YouTube
as we
delete
all
it?
apparently agree, Social Security and Medicare is off the books now, right? They're not to be started. All right.
No fucking way.
We got unanimity.
Here we go, unanimity. It was never on the books either,
Social Security,
fucker.
Medicare are a lifeline for millions of seniors. Americans have to pay into them from the very first paycheck they started. So tonight, let's all agree, and we apparently are, let's stand up for seniors.
I deleted the video? No fucking way.
Stand up and show them. We'll not cut Social Security. We will not cut Medicare.
They never planned
Those
to do it
benefits
anyway.
belong to the American people. They earned it. And if anyone tries to cut Social Security, which apparently no one's going to do, and if anyone tries to cut Medicare, I'll stop them. I'll veto it. And look, I'm not going to allow them to be taken away. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. But apparently it's not going to be a problem. Next month, when I offer my fiscal plan, I ask my Republican friends to lay down their plan as well. I really mean it. Let's sit down together.
Hey, also, if one of you guys are going to do that yearly bundle deal, the yearly bundle, the link's in your chat. If you're going to do that, you can use Shop Pay and break up those payments. You get country songs. Just saying.
I can tell you.
Don't miss out on a sick-ass country song, yo.
The plan I'm going to show you is going to cut the deficit by another $2 trillion.
Trying to find the fucking video because the video is
good. And it won't cut a single bit of
song.
Medicare or Social Security. In fact,
I'm on
we're going to extend the
SoundCloud.
Medicare Trust
that
Fund
bitch.
at least 2 decades. Because that's going to be the next argument. How do we keep it solvent, right? Well, we'll not raise tax on anyone making under 400 grand, but we'll pay for it the way we talked about tonight by making sure that the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share. Look. Here's the deal. They aren't just taking advantage of the tax code.
Fuck, did I
They're
delete
taking
that
advantage of
song?
you, the American consumer. Here's my message to all of you out there. I have your back. We're already preventing Americans from receiving surprise medical bills, stopping $1 billion surprise bills per month so far. We're protecting seniors' life savings by cracking down on nursing homes that commit fraud, endanger patient safety, prescribe drugs that are not needed. Millions of Americans can now save thousands of dollars because they can finally get a hearing aid over the counter without a prescription. Look, capitalism without competition is not capitalism. It's extortion. It's exploitation. Last year, I cracked down with the help of many of you on foreign shipping companies that were making you pay higher prices for every good coming into the country. I signed a bipartisan bill that cut shipping costs by 90%, helping American farmers, businessmen, and consumers. Let's finish the job.
Stop fucking
Pass
whispering.
the bipartisan legislation to strengthen antitrust enforcement and prevent big online platforms from giving their own products an unfair advantage. My administration is also taking on junk fees, those hidden surcharges too many companies use to make you pay more. For example, we're making airlines show you the full ticket price up front, refund your money if your flight is canceled or delayed. We've reduced exorbitant bank overdrafts by saving consumers more than $1 billion a year. We're cutting credit card late fees by 75% from $30 to $8. Look, junk fees may not matter to the very wealthy, but they matter to most other folks in homes like the one I grew up in, like many of you did. They add up to hundreds of dollars a month. They make it harder for you to pay your bills or afford that family trip. I know how unfair it feels when a company overcharges you and gets away with it. Not anymore. We've written a bill to stop it all. It's called the Junk Fee Prevention Act. We're going to ban surprise resort fees that hotels charge on your bill. Those fees can cost up to $90 a night at hotels that aren't even resorts.
Whisper again, creeper.
The idea that cable, internet, and cell phone companies can charge you $200 or more if you decide to switch to another provider. Give me a break. We can stop service fees on tickets to concerts and sporting events and make companies disclose all the fees up front. and will prohibit airlines from charging $50 round trip for a family just to be able to sit together. Baggage fees are bad enough. Airlines can't treat your child like a piece of baggage. Americans are tired of being. We're tired of being played for suckers. So pass the Junk-Free Prevention Act so companies stop ripping us off. For too long, workers have been getting stiffed, but not anymore.
So is your wife apparently?
The dignity of work. For example.
Yeah, she's getting stiffed by Kamala's husband. Oh! Yeah, there we go.
For the jobs they take. 30 million. So a cashier at a burger place.
And if you don't believe me, this was them earlier today.
And take the same job at another burger place and make a few bucks more.
Kamala's husband.
But they just changed it because we exposed it. That was part of the deal, guys. Look it up. But not anymore. We're banning those agreements so companies have to compete for workers and pay them what they're worth. And I must tell you, this is bound to get a response from my friends on my left but the right. I'm so sick and tired of companies breaking the law by preventing workers from organizing. Pass the PRO Act, because business have a right. Workers have a right to form a union.
I would like to remind everybody that's watching he single-handedly fucked over 30,000 union members on his very first day in office with the killing of the Keystone Pipeline. Just in case you forgot.
That's going to enable millions of more people to go and stay at work. And let's restore the full child tax credit, which gave tens of millions of parents some breathing room and cut child poverty in half to the lowest level in history. And by the way, when we do all these things, we increase productivity. We increase economic growth. So let's finish the job and get more families access to affordable, quality housing. Let's get seniors who want to stay in their homes the care they need to do so. Let's give more breathing room to millions of family caregivers looking after their loved ones. Pass my plan so we get seniors and people with disabilities the home care and services they need. And support the workers who are doing God's work. These plans are fully paid for and we can afford to do them. Restoring the dignity of work means making education an affordable ticket to the middle class. You know, when we made public education, 12 years of it, universal in the last century, we made the best educated, best paid, we became the best educated, best paid nation in the world. But the rest of the world's caught up. It's caught up. Jill, my wife, who teaches full time, has an expression. I hope I get it right, kid. Any nation that out-educates us is going to out-compete us. Any nation that out-educates is going to out-compete us. Folks, we all know 12 years of education is not enough to win the economic competition of the 21st century. We want to have the best educated workforce.
Let's finish the job by providing access to preschool.
Providing access to preschool.
For 3 and 4-year-olds.
Studies show that children who go to preschool are
nearly 50% more likely to finish high school and go on to earn a 2 to 4 year degree, no matter their background.
Came from.
Let's give public school teachers a raise. Yeah, I agree with that one. My wife's a teacher. And we're making progress by reducing student. Oh, fuck
We're making progress by reducing student debt.
Increasing progress for working and middle-class families.
Let's finish the job.
Shut the fuck up.
And connect students to career opportunities starting in high school. Provide access to 2 years of community college. The best career training in America.
Let's finish the job is actually in his speech.
A 4-year degree. Let's offer every American
a path to a good career, whether they go to college or
not.
And folks, in the midst of COVID crisis.
Folks, in the midst of the COVID crisis,
oh,
when schools were closed,
let's also recognize.
And we were shutting down everything. Let's recognize how far we came in the fight against the pandemic itself.
Well, the virus is not
Well,
gone.
the virus is not gone.
Thanks to the resilience of the American people, we have broken COVID's grip on us.
We've broken the COVID grip on us.
Fucker.
COVID deaths are down by 90%.
Yeah, no,
We've
okay.
saved
We're not even
millions of
going
lives
there.
and opened up our country. We opened our country back up, and soon we'll end the public health emergency. But that's called a public health emergency. But we'll remember the toll and pain that's never going to go away. More than 1 million Americans lost their lives to COVID. 1 million. Families grieving, children orphaned, empty chairs at the dining room table constantly reminding you that she used to sit there. Remembering them, we remain vigilant. We still need to monitor dozens of variants and support new vaccines and treatments. So Congress needs to fund these efforts and keep America safe. And as we emerge from this crisis stronger, we're also got to double down on prosecuting criminals who stole relief money meant to keep workers and small businesses afloat.
Start with every single fucking politician that took PPP funding. If he was to do that, then I would every single one, Republican or Democrat, lock them all up.
Before I came to office, you remember, during that campaign, the big issue was about inspector generals who would protect taxpayers' dollars who were sidelined. They were fired. Many people said we don't need them. And fraud became rampant. Last year, I told you the watchdogs are back. Since then, we've recovered billions of taxpayers' dollars. Now let's triple the anti-fraud strike force going after these criminals, double the statute of limitations on these crimes, and crack down on identity fraud by criminal syndicates stealing billions of dollars from the American people. And the data shows that for every dollar we put into fighting fraud, the taxpayers get back at least 10 times as much. It matters. It matters. Look, COVID left its scars, like the spike in violent crime in 2020, the first year of the pandemic. We have an obligation to make sure all people are safe. Public safety depends on public trust, as all of us know. But too often that trust is violated. Joining us tonight are the parents of Tyree Nichols. Welcome. We had to bury Tyree last week. As many of you personally know, there's no words to describe the heartache or grief of losing a child. But imagine if you lost that child at the hands of the law. Imagine having to worry whether your son or daughter came home from walking down the street, playing in the park, or just driving a car. Most of us in here have never had to have the talk that brown and black parents have had to have with their children. Bo, Hunter, Ashley, my children, I never had to have the talk with them. I never had to tell them if a police officer pulls you over, turn your interior lights on right away. Don't reach for your license. Keep your hands on the steering wheel.
That's literally,
imagine having
they
to work.
literally teach you that in driver's ed to every fucking kid.
Here's what Tyree's mother shared with me when I spoke to her. When I asked her how she finds the courage to carry on and speak out. The faith of God, she said her son was, quote, a beautiful soul, and something good will come of this. Imagine how much courage and character that takes. It's up to us, to all of us. We all want the same thing. Neighborhoods free of violence.
Herbie, it wasn't a white girl. Stop spreading misinformation in my chat.
Just as every cop, when they pin on that badge in the morning, has a right to be able to go home at night, so does everybody else out there. Our children have a right to come home safely. Equal protection under the law is a covenant we have with each other in America. We know police officers put their lives on the line every single night and day. And we know we ask them in many cases to do too much.
Hey, so I just read ahead in this speech. So fuck this dude. He's literally shitting on all police. He doesn't even say anything about good police. We all know what happened to Tyree Nichols was horrible, and those were bad cops. Every single one of them. We've talked about it ad nauseum. They were awful, awful scum of the earth human beings. But he goes on for several more paragraphs saying nothing positive about police.
And they risk their lives every time they put that shield on. But what happened to Tyree in Memphis happens too often.
This will be a very
We have
good.
to do better.
This will be a very good country song. Who wants this fucking country song? Buy a Patriotic As F bundle, the yearly bundle. Just need one person to do it. You'll make my fucking day, and I'll make you a badass country song about how bad this fucking dude is for America.
More resources, reduce violent crime and gun crime.
I'll play my country song about Kay after this.
Program.
In between the
More
two.
investment in housing, education, and job training.
Oh, fuck. Did the New York City officer pass away? The one that was robbed for buying a car? Fucking A, dude.
Departments violate the public.
That's 6 officers in the past week, isn't it?
With the support.
Samuel, the yearly Patriotic As F bundles are like $1,200 and something. You're buying 10 bundles, you get 2 free shipping, a permanent 20% off discount in our store for life.
Banning chokeholds, restricting no-knock warrants.
I'll put the link in the
elements of
chat
George
again,
Floyd Act.
just in case you guys, someone
Let's
wants a
commit
country
ourselves
song.
to make the words of Tyler's
Link
mom
is in the
true.
chat right
Something
now.
good must come from this. Something good. And all of us, folks, it's difficult, but it's simple. All of us in this chamber, we need to rise to this moment. We can't turn away. Let's do what we know in our hearts that we need to do. Let's come together to finish the job on police reform. Do something. Do something. That was the plea of parents who lost their children in Uvalde. I met with every one of them. Do something about gun violence. Thank God. Thank God we did. Passing the most sweeping gun safety law in 3 decades. That includes things like that the majority of responsible gun owners already support. Enhanced background checks for 18 to 21 years old. Red flag laws, keeping guns out of the hands of people who are a danger to themselves and others. But we know our work is not done. Joining us tonight is Brandon Say, a 26-year-old hero. Brandon put his college dreams on hold to be at his mom's side. His mom's side when she was dying from cancer. And Brandon now works at the dance studio started by his grandparents. And 2 weeks ago, during the Lunar New Year celebrations, he heard the studio door close, and he saw a man standing there pointing a semi-automatic pistol at him. He thought he was going to die, but he thought about the people inside. And in that instant, he found the courage to act and wrestled a semi-automatic pistol away from the gunman who had already killed 11 people in another dance studio. 11. He saved lives. It's time we do the same. Ban assault weapons now. Ban them now. Once and for all.
No. Dude, I was telling my brother today. I said, maybe I need to go buy an AR-15 just to have one. You know, so I could be like grandfathered in. I don't even have one. There's no practical use for it. I got shit tons of guns. No AR-15s, though.
And ban these assault weapons. And let's also come together on immigration. Make it a bipartisan issue once again. We know we now have a record number of personnel working to secure the border, arresting 8,000 human smugglers, seizing over 23,000 pounds of fentanyl in just the last several months. We've launched a new border plan last month. Unlawful migration from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela has come down 97% as a consequence of that. But American border problems won't be fixed until Congress acts. If we don't pass my comprehensive immigration reform, at least pass my plan to provide the equipment and officers to secure the border.
All right, let me, it's very important. His comprehensive immigration plan, it involves funding CPB officers, right, that work at the border, but they're not allowed to do any border work. They can't stop illegal immigration. The money is earmarked to only help them process more people. It's the biggest fucking lie of this whole speech.
Congress must restore the right that was taken away in Roe v. Wade and protect Roe v. Wade. Give every woman a consular right. The Vice President and I are doing everything to protect access to reproductive health care and safeguard patient safety. But already more than a dozen states are enforcing extreme abortion bans. Make no mistake about it. If Congress passes a national ban, I will veto it. But let's also pass the Bipartisan Equality Act to ensure LGBTQ Americans, especially transgender young people, can live with safety and dignity. Our strength is not just the example of our power, but the power of our example. Let's remember the world's watching. I spoke in this chamber 1 year ago, just days after Vladimir Putin unleashed his brutal attack against Ukraine. A murderous assault, evoking images of death and destruction Europe suffered in World War II. Putin's invasion has been a test for the ages, a test for America, a test for the world. Would we stand for the most basic of principles? Would we stand for sovereignty? Would we stand for the right of people to live free of tyranny? Would we stand for the defense of democracy? For such defense matters to us because it keeps peace and prevents open season on would-be aggressors and threatens our prosperity.
Fuck that shit.
1 year later, we know the answer. Yes, we would, and we did. We did.
That's why I couldn't be a politician.
And together,
I'd lose my shit right
there. We
there.
did what America always does at our best. We led. We united NATO. We built a global coalition. We stood against Putin's aggression. We stood with the Ukrainian people. Tonight, we're once again joined by Ukrainian's ambassador to the United States. She represents not just her nation, but the courage of her people. Our ambassador is here, united. We're united in our support of your country. Will you stand so we can all take a look at you? Thank you. Because we're going to stand with you as long as it takes. Our nation is working for more freedom, more dignity, more peace, not just in Europe, but everywhere. Before I came to office, the story was about how the People's Republic of China was increasing its power and America was failing in the world. Not anymore. We made clear, and I made clear in my personal conversations, which have been many, with President Xi, that we seek competition, not conflict. But I will make no apologies that we're investing to make America stronger. Investing in American innovation and industries that will define the future that China intends to be dominating. Investing in our alliances.
That's Marjorie
Working
Taylor
with our
Greene
allies to
yelling
protect
something.
advanced technologies so they will not be used against us. Modernizing our military to safeguard stability and deter aggression. Today, we're in the strongest position in decades to compete with China or anyone else in the world. Anyone else in the world. And I'm committed. I'm committed to work with China where we can advance American interests and benefit the world. But make no mistake about it. As we made clear last week, if China threatens our sovereignty, we will act to protect our country, and we did. Look, let's be clear. Winning the competition should unite all of us. We face serious challenges across the world. But in the past 2 years, democracies have become stronger, not weaker. Autocracies have grown weaker, not stronger. Name me a world leader who changed places with Xi Jinping. Name me one. Name me one. America's rallying the world to meet those challenges, from climate to global health, to food insecurity, to terrorism, to territorial aggression. Allies are stepping up, spending more, and doing more. Look, the bridges we're forming between partners in the Pacific and those in the Atlantic, and those who bet against America are learning how wrong they are. It's never, ever been a good bet to bet against America. Never. Well, when I came to office, most assured that bipartisanship assumed was impossible, but never believed it. That's why a year ago I offered a unity agenda to the nation as I stood here. We made real progress together. We passed a law making it easy for doctors to prescribe effective treatments for opioid addiction. We passed the gun safety law, making historic investments in mental health. We launched the ARPA-H drive for breakthrough in the fights against cancer, Alzheimer's, and diabetes, and so much more. We passed the Heath Robinson PACT Act, named after the late Iraq War veteran whose story about exposure to toxic burn kits I shared here last year.
Hey, as a reminder, because he sucks and this is boring and I'm starting to fall asleep because he's just rambling on, we have something amazing I made specific for tonight's show. Fire 'em all. The Rational American State of a Failing Union 2023. This shirt is just for today. The link is in your chat right here. Get it. You only have until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And just as a reminder, if you order the hoodie, add the mug. The mug is free.
Death from a fentanyl overdose.
Let's go back to this.
She's just 20 years old. Describing the last 8 years without her, Doug said, "There's no worse pain." Yet their family has turned pain to purpose, working to end the stigma and change laws. He told us he wants to start a journey toward American recovery. Doug, we're with you. Fentanyl is killing more than 70,000 Americans a year. You got it. So let's launch a major surge to stop fentanyl production and the sale and trafficking, with more drug detection machines, inspection cargo, stop pills and powder at the border. Working with couriers like FedEx to inspect more packages for drugs. Strong penalties to crack down on fentanyl trafficking. Second, let's do more on mental health, especially for our children. When millions of young people are struggling with bullying, violence, trauma, we owe them greater access to mental health care at their schools. We must finally hold social media companies accountable for experimenting they're doing running children for profit. It's time to pass bipartisan legislation to stop big tech from collecting personal data on our kids and teenagers online, ban targeted advertising to children, and impose stricter limits on the personal data that companies collect on all of us. Third, let's do more to keep this nation's one truly sacred obligation to equip those we send into harm's way and care for them and their families when they come home. Job training, job placement for veterans and their spouses as they come to return to civilian life. Helping veterans afford the rent, because no one should be homeless in America, especially someone who served the country. Dennis McDonough is here of the VA. We had a first real discussion when I asked him to take the job. I'm glad he did. We were losing up to 25 veterans a day on suicide. Now we're losing 17 a day to the silent scourge of suicide. 17 veterans a day are committing suicide. More than all the people being killed in the wars. Folks, VA is doing everything it can.
Yo. He just skipped an crucial part in his speech. Helping veterans afford their rent because no one should be homeless in this country, especially not those who served it. He just skipped that piece deliberately in his speech. Because right now, they're providing housing at our expense to illegal immigrants who are seeking asylum and letting homeless veterans sleep on the streets. He literally just skipped that whole sentence.
Cancers from death sentences to treatable diseases. Provide more support for patients and their families. It's personal to so many of us in this audience. Joining us are Morris and Candice, an Irishman and the daughter of immigrants from Panama. They met and fell in love in New York City and got married in the same chapel Jill and I got married in New York City. Kindred spirits. He wrote us a letter about his little daughter, Ava, and I saw her just before I came over. She was just a year old when she was diagnosed with rare kidney disease, cancer. After 26 blood transfusions, 11 rounds of radiation, 8 rounds of chemo, 1 kidney removed, giving a 5% survival rate. He wrote how in the darkest moments he thought, if she goes, I can't stay. Many of you have been through that as well. Jill and I understand that like so many of you. And he read Jill's book describing our family's cancer journey and how we tried to steal moments of joy where we could with Bo. For them, that glimmer of joy was the half smile of their baby girl. It meant everything to them. They never gave up hope. Little Ava never gave up hope. She turns 4 next month. They just found out Ava's beating the odds, is on her way to being cured of cancer. And she's watching from the White House tonight as she's not asleep already. For the lives we can save. For the lives we can save and the lives we've lost, let this be a truly American moment that rallies the country and the world together and proves that we can still do big things. 20 years ago, under the leadership of President Bush and countless advocates and champions, he undertook a bipartisan effort through PEPFAR to transform the global fight against HIV/AIDS. It's been a huge success. He thought big. He thought large. He moved. I believe we can do the same thing with cancer. Let's end cancer as we know it. Cure some cancers once and for all. Folks, there's one reason why we've been able to do all of these things. Our democracy itself. It's the most fundamental thing of all. With democracy, everything's possible. Without it, nothing is. The last few years, our democracy has been threatened and attacked, put at risk, put to the test in this very room on January the 6th. And then just a few months ago, an unhinged big lie assailed and unleashed a political violence, the home of the then Speaker of the House of Representatives, using the very same language the insurrectionists used as they stalked these halls and chanted on January 6th. Here tonight in this chamber is a man who bears the scars of that brutal attack, but is as tough and as strong, as resilient as they get. My friend Paul Pelosi. Paul, stand up. But such a heinous act should have never happened. We must all speak out. There's no place for political violence in America. We have to protect the right to vote, not suppress the fat fundamental right. Honor the results of our elections, not subvert the will of the people. We have to uphold the rule of law and restore trust in our institutions of democracy. And we must give hate and extremism in any form no safe harbor. Democracy must not be a partisan issue. It's an American issue. Every generation of Americans has faced a moment where they have been called to protect our democracy, defend it, stand up for it. And this is our moment. My fellow Americans, we meet tonight at an inflection point, one of those moments that only a few generations ever face, where the direction we now take is going to decide the course of this nation for decades to come. We're not bystanders of history. We're not powerless before the forces that confront us. It's within our power of we, the people. We're facing the test of our time. We have to be the nation we've always been on our best. Optimistic, hopeful, forward-looking. A nation that embraces light over dark, hope over fear, unity over division, stability over chaos. We have to see each other not as enemies, but as fellow Americans. We're good people. The only nation in the world built on an idea. The only one. Other nations are defined by geography, ethnicity. But we're the only nation based on an idea that all of us, every one of us, is created equal in the image of God. A nation that stands as a beacon to the world. A nation in a new age of possibilities. So I've come to fulfill my constitutional obligation to report in the State of the Union. And here's my report. Because the soul of this nation is strong, because the backbone of this nation is strong, because the people of this nation are strong, the State of the Union is strong.
The fuck it is. The State of the Union is failing.
I'm not new to this place. I stand here tonight having served as long as about any one of you have ever served here. But I've never been more optimistic about our future, about the future of America. We just have to remember who we are. We're the United States of America, and there's nothing beyond our capacity if we do it together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you.
Fucking garbage. Garbage. He shook his hand again. Rip his speech up. Show some fucking balls. Take that gavel and no! I can't say that. Rip his speech up. Do it. You won't do it. You have no balls, McCarthy. You won't do it. Have some balls. Rip his fucking speech. Look at him try to skip around. He's like, I gotta go. I shit my diaper a few minutes ago. Fucking worthless. Worthless. You know what's not worthless? Like, listen, in all seriousness. I know it's a big ask. I know it's a big ask for one of you guys to make this night something special. All right? We do have for just in case you forgot, because I haven't mentioned it enough, Balls and Holes with $1.99. Thank you, bro. Just in case you forgot, we have a limited edition shirt. Now, this is only available for the day. Okay, it goes away at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So if you're watching this on replay, you can still get it. But these shirts, link is in the chat. April will put it in the chat. But here is the bigger deal. Okay, if one of you guys go, if one of you guys goes to puretruthcoffee.com and picks up our yearly bundle, it's a heavily discounted yearly bundle. Okay, so you're paying for 10 months. You get 2 months free. You get free shipping on every single one of our Patriotic as F bundles. And let me tell you what you get in these bundles. You get a 50 caliber ammo can, and inside that ammo can, you have a coffee of your choice. You got a book written either by a veteran or a patriot. You got a custom piece of drinkware. This week's or this month's are amazing because they're whiskey glasses with a Declaration of Independence. On them by a veteran-owned company. It's awesome. You get patches, hats, tactical hats, a bunch of other stuff in the 50 caliber ammo can delivered right to your door. Here is the link to that bundle. If one of you guys does that, you get to experience something like nothing you've ever heard. Because many of you guys may not know this, but in addition to being stunningly handsome and a whatever you call this, social media commentator and coffee company owner, I'm also quite a good singer. Here's a song I wrote about a year ago.
Well, I'm going to tell you a story now about someone who thought it would be wise to place an order in our store and then charge it back when she received the merchandise. Her name is Kay Taylor. This story is a weird one. It goes all the way back to October 30th when she placed an order for the November mystery box. Now, you may know these boxes were special because they had challenge coins in them, right? Yeah, well, we shipped out her box on November 16th and it was delivered to her front porch on November 19th at 10:45 a.m. She got all the goods. She has the shirts and the coffee. She got the challenge coin, but what did she do next? It's frightening. She took a page out of the Biden administration. She charged back her card today. We're fighting it. She is the definition of a shit bird. I mean, can you believe that she would do this while I'm battling a stomach bug and I had to come into the office to record this song? I'm fighting it. Maybe I'll drive out to Ohio and knock on her front door and say, "Why are you scamming me, you shitbird?" I bet she voted for Biden. I bet she voted for Biden. It wouldn't surprise me at all. She won't answer her emails. Is she hiding like Biden? Let's go, Brandon. Stop scamming, lady. No one likes scammers. I could put all your information on blast if I really wanted to, but I won't because I'm not a scumbag. Stop acting like Antifa Kay Taylor. Yeah. Shitbird. Asshole.
It's a talent. It's a real talent. I mean, I can't understand why nobody's taking advantage of this incredible deal. I will make a song to that styling. I'll actually sing a little bit better because I think I was sick when I did that one. But I will make a song in Joe Biden's honor. And if we sell 2 of those yearly bundles, I will even make one about Kamala Harris as well. All right. The video took a little longer. I did that whole song in one take. Pretty impressive, right? That's what I'm saying. Who's going to take advantage of that? Who's going to do it? Is it going to be you? Is it going to be you? Je m'appelle? That's French. I don't even know where I was going with that. All right, so now we're waiting for Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And she is going to deliver the GOP response, and it's going to be full of, more misinformation, more fear-mongering, more this and lies probably too, because, guys, I'll be honest, Joe Biden just lied the entire time, virtually, just lying all the time. And someone said, Iraq switched to gold-backed dollar today, and everyone trying to unload the U.S. dollars connected to the Federal Reserve. Yay, it has begun. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you mean. But I'll look into that after, because I know someone who took out all of that. What's this? Is this the yearly one? Who is this? No, that was the solo one. You got to do the yearly one for the country song. I may do it anyway. But actually, no, I'm not doing it anyway because it takes a lot of time. But if I sell one of the yearly bundles, I will make a song specifically about Joe Biden. Look at these fucking scummies. It's Lloyd Austin. Oh, wait. This one's not live. Oh, it's already gone. He was just giving a hug to Lloyd Austin. So I'm waiting now for the GOP response. I do have C-SPAN up, because C-SPAN is apparently going to broadcast it immediately following. So I do have that up. We'll go from there. Someone said Angry Turnip Song Key Remix. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It's not looking like that's gonna happen. We'll see. I kind of want to write a nice country song about. Maybe I should rap. I'll tell you what, if I do 3, I will do a song about Joe Biden. I'll do a song about Kamala Harris. I'll do a song about Nancy Pelosi. And I'll do 1 in rap. I'll do the Kamala Harris song in metal. And then I'll do Joe Biden in country, because I think that'll be funny. I've already started thinking of lyrics for that. Dude, can I rap? Absolutely not. But I'll do one. You know what I'm saying? I'll do one in rap. Hell yeah. Someone said you were going to ask about the GOP. Yeah, so I'm waiting right now for Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene going to make comments tonight? I don't believe so. She was making a lot of comments during the show. She was saying all sorts of shit. Her and Matt Gaetz were the ones that were yelling the stuff at him. Matt Gaetz was the one when he was talking about fentanyl. Matt Gaetz is the one that was going, what'd he say? Samuel said, can you split the yearly bundle up into 4 payments? Yes, you can use Shop Pay. Someone used Shop Pay. Ryan used Shop Pay the other day, I believe. I think it was him. But yeah, you can use Shop Pay and you can break up the payments to make it more manageable, because it is a lot. But what you're doing, when you do that, it's a huge show of faith for us, and it allows us to continue growing. Essentially, if I do 3 of them, we're going to have a mobile coffee cart right away, because I will go sign the lease for the Sprinter van. We'll start building the platform out, and then we'll start, giving away free coffee all over the place. It'll be amazing, right? I'm still waiting. We may do a Kid Rock concert. Pure Truth Coffee maybe at a Kid Rock concert. But that's why I need to get all this stuff. That's why I'm pushing this hard. So you get coffee songs, shit. And I'll tell you what. I'll be all over. You'll see that coffee truck everywhere. Because right now, with the way we've set it up with the health department, because for anyone that doesn't know, my name is Steve. I own Pure Truth Coffee. I'm pretty awesome, just in case you didn't know. And I drink a shit ton of coffee. That's why I'm all wired right now. But when we got the health inspection on this store, we ended up getting a elevated health inspection, way more than we needed. And we built out the kitchen here so we could handle it, so we could be considered a commissary. So we're licensed by the Department of Agriculture as well for a co-packing facility for coffee. But so we did a bunch of different stuff. But we are now a canteen, which is basically a commercial cafeteria. So we can have food trucks that come in here, so essentially our coffee trucks, and we could send out a fleet of coffee trucks. So that's the long-term goal, is to give out coffee for free, because then when you come into our coffee shop here, you don't pay for coffee, it's free. And the way we did it is because we believe that nobody should be paying $8 to $10 or $15 for a cup of coffee. So what we do is we take some of the profit from the coffee sales online, plus like for essentially every dollar that you spend in our store gets 2 free cups of coffee at our brick and mortar. So essentially what we're trying to do is get as many people as we can to sign up for the yearly patriotic bundles, to sign up for the yearly coffee club members, and to do that because then it allows us to expand out and open more coffee shops. We wouldn't open big ones like this. They would be a little hole in the walls where you just come in, you get coffee and go. But yeah, someone said, "Hey Steve, what would your wife say?" I don't know what you're saying. The Kid Rock thing, no. That he's literally, I believe he's doing a concert here, so we applied to be a vendor. But I think where there's a little confusion because they're like, "You give away coffee," and I'm like, "I know, that's what I'm saying." But I think what they do at these events is they get a percentage of your take, you know what I mean, of your sales. And if I'm giving away coffee, guess what that means? There's no sales, so I'll probably have to come up with money for that. But that's something else, and it shouldn't be that much. But that's it. It's not me like hanging out with Kid Rock. Maybe you never know. But from what I understand, he's doing a concert up here. And even if he isn't, there's a big, rockabilly thing that happens here every year. It's big, and a lot of people. It'd be great for exposure for our company. So, who would come get free coffee in Texas? Yeah, everybody would. But I don't know, man. It seems like we don't have a lot of comedy country songs in here, or fans. Comedy country fans in here. Because there's the link. If you want to do the yearly patriotic ASF bundle, you can use Shop Pay. You could break up the payments, make it nice and easy for you. You could use PayPal payments too. That's all in there. And you could break up all the payments. And that way it's more manageable. And it allows us to be able to continue growing and doing our coffee thing. Our coffee thing. Someone said, wait till they tax you for giving away free coffee as a vendor. No, but we already pay tax on it. It's the thing, because technically we are getting paid for the coffee. So we're already paying tax on it. That's it. Trust me. It's a big, long thing that took us years. It took me a year, I believe, of plotting it out, getting advertisers and stuff. So it's we've already figured it out. But who goes to a Kid Rock concert and drinks coffee? Yeah, then it'll be cold brew probably. We'll have regular coffee, but we'll most likely be doing mostly cold brew. Because during the summer, we're going to start doing cold brew once I buy a container big enough so I can test it and make sure. Because I don't sell anything I don't like. Same with coffee and all that. But vendor tax at events is local tax. Yeah. Yeah, but if you want, again, that's what I was just trying to say as plain as possible. People that buy those the patriotic bundles, I think there's 4 or 5 of you that have already done it, which allows us to continuously do everything we're doing. Trump's been on. He was doing a live commentary over this. I have no interest in showing Trump. Right now, I want to show Sarah Huckabee Sanders when she comes on, and that's what we're going to cover. And then after that, I'm done for the night. But I want to hear the GOP response to this, and then that's it. But someone said Mayorkas was impeached. No, he wasn't impeached. They filed impeachment papers, but they didn't impeach him. They're doing fucking selfies with Biden. Unbelievable. Again, too, if you haven't already, you only have 10 more hours. Holy crap, dude. This means I have to be back in the store in I get here at 7. So that's 9 hours from now. 8.5 hours. It's not enough sleep. I'm not sleeping anyway, and lately I haven't been sleeping. So, but yeah, when we were on the bike event circuit, got murdered in local vendor taxes. Yeah. Yep. Someone said, I think it was good. You did good. Yep. So I'm just waiting for it. They're still escorting. My guess is that they're not going to start. Well, it looks like it's emptying out pretty good in there. So I don't know why we're not seeing it yet. Let me see if there's another one. If there's another live stream possibly with her. Everyone's going to cover it. So everyone's going to cover it. It's not live yet. Everyone's kind of waiting for the GOP response. So yeah, literally every news outlet right now is waiting. So, and that's what we're doing as well. We're all just waiting. But if you guys want to also get whatchamacallit, no, we're covering Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Literally, I have C-SPAN up right here. We're not going to miss it. They're covering it following immediately. What the hell was I going to say? Oh, yeah. For the custom shirts that we made for tonight's event, these are only available for sale until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. The link is in your chat. Fire them all. That's my belief. That's my takeaway from the State of the Union, State of the Failing Union address that we all listen to. I believe every single person that was in that room needs to be fired. Every single one of them. And it needs to be replaced with people that actually know what it's like to be an American. So that's what I'm saying. RSBN played Trump now like us waiting for Sarah Sanders. Yeah. Well, Trump was going live earlier, from what I understand. What the fuck did I just do? Oh, shit. Oh, man. What in the shucks? What? Oh, jeez. Hello. I just said about her. Maybe I should do an Adele cover about Joe Biden. Oh, that would be like 7 bundles sold. That would be like 7 bundles sold. Oh, by the way, guys, we run a sale on our store. It's permanent. We only talk about it every now and then. But if you order a hoodie, add a mug, any mug to your cart, it's free. It's a little secret thing that I got going on. People who have been watching for a long time, that. Because normally what I do, if I have a good design, I put it on a hoodie or I put it on a mug as well. Like this one, I had to license the Uncle Sam guy to be able to print it commercially. And then I made the rest. So the red, white, and blue. You see how I did that? Isn't that like look at it. It looks dope fresh on black. Check this out. You know what I'm saying? Check this out. Look. Bam. Tell me that doesn't look great. Red, white, and blue, the Rational American, that's this show. State of a Failing Union 2023. This is like one of those shirts that you would get at whatchamacallit? The Thing. Like an event. It's like an event shirt. You can commemorate the day. Because we all had fun. I know most of you guys did. Most of you guys did. And if you didn't, well, you're less than human. But you guys can get those. If April's still here, she's been probably, the link is in the chat right there. And again, if you want to do the patriotic bundle and get some coffee songs, I mean, I'll be honest, anyone buys this at any point over the night, I will start working on a country song. I may do it anyway, but I may just put it on locals and just make it a locals only country song. You know what I mean? Unless we get that purchase. So hopefully someone's going to do it. While you're waiting, check this out. I clipped it from your show. You can't share links in our chat. It doesn't work. Well, we don't want you to either. So I don't know what you're clipping. But the only way to fire them all is a convention in the stage, which could go really bad. Yeah, what I mean by fire them all is every single person that's in there should be replaced. We should, there needs to be some sort of check in place that we don't allow these corrupt ass politicians to continue going. Someone said, add a mug to my order. No, you got to follow instructions, bud. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I can't manually add the mug. It doesn't work that way. You got to do it during checkout, unfortunately.
And et cetera. Well, in about 5 minutes, the response from the
About 5 minutes. That's a countdown. About 5 minutes. Let me see. Let me see here. Let me see if we can find one where it's like showing a placeholder. That's what I want to see. Because right now they're just doing the talk about their show. I never knew. Okay, here I found one. I found this one. We'll put this up and have it ready. I've never really watched C-SPAN, so I didn't know they actually have like shows and stuff for commentators, which is crazy. Didn't know that. Woo! I'm burning out. I should drink water. That's what's going on. I'm burning out now. Burning out. Getting tired. Plus, I will never show Donald Trump on my YouTube channels because otherwise I would lose the thing. Someone said, yes, AD mug. What? Yeah, when you order the hoodie, you have to add the mug to the cart. I can't add it after. It's just the way our system is set up to do it. So if you add, and pretty much I don't broadcast it all the time because I don't make as much money. You know what I'm saying? I make about $5 when the hoodie is, or when the mug is free. but I did it for you guys. Everything I do is for you guys. So listen, Linda. Yeah, so what you got to do is you put the hoodie, well, you can do it either way. So you can put the mug in the cart, and then you could choose your hoodie. And then once you put the hoodie in the cart, then you'll see the mug zeroes out. Like, watch. You want me to show you while we're waiting? Yeah, I'll show you. Because I'm good like that. So if I go over here, right, I got to clear out my cart because I was doing a demonstration of something before. So let me clear out this cart right here. Clear it out. And then, so if you go to hoodie, right, and you buy like our newest hoodie, which is, I love this fucking hoodie, bro. I can't wait till mine comes from the printer. So that's in the cart now. And then you go to mugs and then you do whatever, other mugs. Find the mug that you want. Bada bing. Add that sound gun. Now when you go to the cart, look, you can't see it. But trust me, it shows that the mug is zeroed out because my overlay cuts it off. Here, can I do it this way? No, this way? Yeah, see? Fuck, it still cut it out. Cut it out. Here, can I fix this real quick? Nope. I'm going to do it just so you guys could see because it's important. Watch. Bam. And then I got to do this thing. Bam, bam. See? When you add the hoodie in there, oh, what am I doing? See? When you add the mug, which is under my mug, see what I did there? See? The mug is free. But you got to do it in that. You can do it in any order. You can add the hoodie, the mug first, and then add a hoodie. But as long as a hoodie and a mug is in there. And here's another hack. You want to know the other hack? If you order a hoodie and then you put a tumbler in your cart, guess what? The tumbler's half off. Yeah, that's because we do it big here. We do it big. You know, you got to do it big when you're me, I suppose. You know. All right. We are still waiting for the State of the Union GOP response. And once that is done, we will go from there. But no, Sarah Huckabee Sanders has not responded yet. That's what we're all waiting for. Eden's Vision said, we love and appreciate everything you do for us, Steve. Yes. Well, I love and appreciate all you guys. That's why I'm doing this show. Because otherwise, I'd just be in bed. Oh, here we go.
social media, either
Good
via
evening.
text message
I'm
or
Sarah
on our social
Huckabee
media
Sanders.
platforms.
Being a mom to 3 young children taught me not to believe every story I hear. So forgive me for not believing much of anything I heard tonight from President Biden. From out of control inflation and violent crime to the dangerous border crisis and threat from China. Biden and the Democrats have failed you. They know it, and you know it. And it's time for a change. Tonight, let us reaffirm our commitment to a timeless American idea that government exists not to rule the people, but to serve the people. Democrats want to rule us with more government control, but that's not who we are. America is the greatest country the world has ever known because we're the freest country the world has ever known, with a people who are strong and resilient. 5 months ago, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. It was a hard time for our family, particularly our kids, Scarlett, Huck, and George. But we kept our faith and persevered. Thanks to exceptional doctors here in Arkansas, a successful surgery, and the grace of God, I am cancer-free. Through it all, I couldn't help but think about my mom. She was 20 years old and in her first year of marriage when she was diagnosed with spinal cancer. The doctors told her she might not live, and if she did live, they said she'd never walk again. And if she did walk, she'd definitely never have children. The daughter she was told she'd never have was just sworn in as the new governor of Arkansas and is speaking to you tonight. Adversity and fear of the unknown can paralyze us, but faith propels us to charge boldly ahead. We can't stand still in the face of great challenges. You and I were put on this earth for such a time as this, to charge boldly ahead. I'll be the first to admit, President Biden and I don't have a lot in common. I'm for freedom, he's for government control. At 40, I'm the youngest governor in the country. And at 80, he's the oldest president in American history. I'm the first woman to lead my state, and he's the first man to surrender his presidency to a woke mob that can't even tell you what a woman is. In the radical left's America, Washington taxes you and lights your hard-earned money on fire. But you get crushed with high gas prices, empty grocery shelves, and our children are taught to hate one another on account of their race, but not to love one another or our great country. Whether Joe Biden believes this madness or is simply too weak to resist it, his administration has been completely hijacked by the radical left. The dividing line in America is no longer between right or left. The choice is between normal or crazy. Yeah. It's time for a new generation of Republican leadership. Upon taking office just a few weeks ago, I signed executive orders to ban CRT, racism, and indoctrination in our schools, eliminate the use of derogatory term Latinx in our government, repealed COVID orders, and said never again to authoritarian mandates and shutdowns. Americans want common sense from their leaders, but in Washington, the Biden administration is doubling down on crazy. President Biden inherited the fastest economic recovery on record, the most secure border in history, cheap, abundant, homegrown energy, fast rising wages, a rebuilt military, and a world that was stable and at peace. But over the last 2 years, Democrats destroyed it all. Despite Democrats' trillions in reckless spending and mountains of debt, we now have the worst border crisis in American history. As a mom, my heart breaks for every parent who has lost a son or daughter to addiction. 100,000 Americans a year are now killed from drug overdoses, largely from fentanyl pouring across our southern border. Yet the Biden administration refuses to secure the border and save American lives. And after years of Democrat attacks on law enforcement and calls to defund the police, violent criminals roam free, while law-abiding families live in fear. Beyond our border, from Afghanistan to Ukraine, from North Korea to Iran, President Biden's weakness puts our nation and the world at risk. And the president's refusal to stand up to China, our most formidable adversary, is dangerous and unacceptable. President Biden is unwilling to defend our border, defend our skies, and defend our people. He is simply unfit to serve as commander-in-chief. And while you reap the consequences of their failures, the Biden administration seems more interested in woke fantasies than the hard reality Americans face every day. Most Americans simply want to live their lives in freedom and peace. But we are under attack in a left-wing culture war we didn't start and never wanted to fight. Every day we are told we must partake in their rituals, salute their flags, and worship their false idols, all while big government colludes with big tech to strip away the most American thing there is, your freedom of speech. That's not normal. It's crazy, and it's wrong. Make no mistake, Republicans will not surrender this fight. We will lead with courage and do what's right, not what's politically correct or convenient. Republicans believe in an America where strong families thrive in safe communities, where jobs are abundant and paychecks are rising, where the freedom our veterans shed their blood to defend is the birthright of every man, woman, and child. These are the principles Republican governors are fighting for, and in Washington, under the leadership of Senate Republicans and Speaker Kevin McCarthy, we will hold the Biden administration accountable. Down the street from where I sit is my alma mater, Little Rock Central High. As a student there, I will never forget watching my dad, Governor Mike Huckabee, and President Bill Clinton hold the doors open to the Little Rock Nine. Doors that 40 years earlier had been closed to them because they were Black. Today, those children once barred from the schoolhouse are now heroes memorialized in bronze at our State House. I'm proud of the progress our country has made, and I believe giving every child access to a quality education, regardless of their race or income, is the civil rights issue of our day. Tomorrow, I will unveil an education package that will be the most far-reaching, bold, conservative education reform in the country. My plan empowers parents with real choices, improves literacy and career readiness, and helps put a good teacher in every classroom by increasing their starting salary from one of the lowest to one of the highest in the nation. Here in Arkansas and across America, Republicans are working to end the policy of trapping kids in failing schools and sentencing them to a lifetime of poverty. We will educate, not indoctrinate our kids, and put students on a path to success. It's time for a new generation to lead. This is our moment. This is our opportunity. A new generation born in the waning decades of the last century, shaped by economic booms and stock market busts, forged by the triumph of the Cold War and the tragedy of 9/11. A generation brimming with passion and new ideas to solve age-old problems. A generation moored to our deepest values and oldest traditions, yet unafraid to challenge the present order and find a better way forward. If we seize this moment together, America can once again be the land of the free and the home of the brave. During my 2.5 years at the White House, I traveled on every foreign trip with the president. A trip I will never forget was on December 25th of 2018. My husband Brian and I had just cleaned up wrapping paper that was shoved into every corner of our house, thanks to our 3 kids, when I had to walk out on my own family's Christmas, unable to tell them where I was going that night because the place I'd be traveling was so dangerous, they didn't want anybody to know that the president was going to be on the ground, even for a few hours. We boarded Air Force One in complete and total darkness. There were no lights on the plane, no lights on the runway. Our phones and computers shut down and turned in. We were going completely off the grid. Nearly 12 hours later, in the pitch black of night, we landed in the war-torn part of Western Iraq. It was again a similar scene. No lights on the plane, no lights on the runway. The only thing you could see was coming from about a mile away in a dining hall where hundreds of troops who were in the fight against ISIS had gathered expecting to celebrate Christmas with senior military leadership from around the region. They had absolutely no idea that the president and first lady were about to walk into that room. And when they did, it was a sight and a scene and a sound I hope I never forget. The room erupted. Men and women from every race, religion, and region, every political party, every demographic you can imagine, started chanting in perfect unison over and over and over again, USA, USA, USA. It was an absolutely perfect picture of what makes our country great. One of the young soldiers yelled from the back, "Mr. President, I re-enlisted in the military because of you." And the president said, "And son, I'm here because of you." Shortly after, that young soldier came up to me. He said, "Sarah, you have a tough job." I told him, "What I do is nothing. You take bombs and bullets. That's a tough job." And in a moment that I know I'll cherish for the rest of my life, that soldier reached up and he pulled the Brave Rifles patch he wore on his shoulder, and he placed it into my hand, a sign of ultimate respect. And he said, "Sarah, we are in this together." Overwhelmed with emotion and speechless, I just hugged him with tears in my eyes and a grateful heart for our heroes who keep us free. That young man and everyone who has served before him, all of those who serve alongside him, and the thousands we know who will be called upon to serve after him, deserve to know they have a country and a community back home doing our part in the fight for freedom. America is great because we are free. But today, our freedom is under attack, and the America we love is in danger. President Biden and the Democrats have failed you, and it's time for a change. A new generation of Republican leaders are stepping up, not to be caretakers of the status quo, but to be change makers for the American people. We know not what the future holds, but we know who holds the future in his hands. And with God as our witness, we will show the world that America is still the place where freedom reigns and liberty will never die. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless America.
That was a very good speech. I didn't interrupt it because it was a good speech. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought it would be a lot more filled with a lot more vitriol. She did a really good job. Who thinks she's going to run for president? Because that would be a candidate. That would be a candidate. She did a good job. And it was very impressive. I do have to give a huge shout out. Shad just bought Wake Up America coffee. Thank you, Shad. And you bought a shirt. Thank you, Shad. Thank you, bro. I do got to give a big shout out, though, to Steve. Not me. Another Steve. And he spells his name the right way with a PH. Because he is getting you all the country song. Woo! A round of applause. Oh, shit. Wrong button. Shout out to Steve from Ohio, I believe. I've actually met Steve H. I know I try not to say last names on the show, but I am going to start working on the Biden country song tomorrow. It's going to be great. And I'll have the song done first, but then I always have to make a video to go along with the song, which is going to be amazing. Because there's a lot of rhinoceroses taking poops in my last video. So let your imagination flow, because that's going to be the Biden song. But, however, if you want a Kamala Harris song will be metal, okay? So if another person buys one of these patriotic as F bundles right here, we'll do a Biden country song. I already got that twang going on, you know what I'm saying? And then we will do a Kamala Harris song. And then if we sell 2 more of the yearly patriotic bundles, guess what comes after that? A rap song about Nancy Pelosi. Oh, yeah, I'm a very diverse musical artist. I could do country, I could do rap, I could do metal. I've never actually done a rap song, so that will be awful. Man, I can't wait till this cough goes away. But yeah, thank you, Steve, for your support, and everybody else that is supporting. And again, the deal for the songs goes all the way until tomorrow. Just like the deal that we have right now, if you want to go and purchase one of these bad boys, you can only do it until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. These are specific to this show. So if I ever see you guys in public and you're wearing this show, I know you hung out with me tonight. April will put the link in the chat. And, if I do a rap song, there may be some Steve twerk going on. But yeah, and just like I said, this is a pretty cool design that I designed specific for tonight. That's why it says State of a Failing Union 2023, The Rational American. Fire them all, because I believe that's the only way that you save our country, is by getting rid of everybody. Yeah, if you guys want to get a metal song about Kamala Harris, links in the chat right there. Buy that. You can use Shop Pay. You can break it up. I know it's expensive because you're buying 10 patriotic as F bundles. You get 2 free. You get a 20% off coupon that's good on everything in the store. Plus, if you want to do the yearly coffee bundle, I will then send you a special link. You can apply your 20% off plus the 22% off. You get coffee essentially at half price, which is an amazing deal. Plus, you get 20% off for every other purchase in the store for life. If you sign up for that patriotic bundle, you can literally, if you're someone that buys a shit ton of coffee, you can literally pay for it right away. That's how amazing it is. But R. Brooks said her speech was worth it. I agree. That's why, even, Steve, I met him when I was, where were we? Was it Iowa? It was. It was Des Moines, Iowa at the Save America rally. Steve drove out from Ohio, I believe. I think he's from Ohio. And we met. We went to dinner with everybody else. It was rad. He's good people. So he's good people, as the people say. And he's been watching for a long time too. So I appreciate you, Steve. He said he wasn't going to buy it, but he wanted to hear another country song, and that's why he did it. So I appreciate that. And yeah, someone said do reggae for Bob Marley. I don't know if I could do reggae, but yeah, if you want to hear a metal song about Kamala Harris, you can buy a patriotic as F bundle. You can finance that fucker with Shop Pay, and it will be good to go. Anyone who's offended by my song, are you kidding me? That kiss is going to be in that song. That kiss is going to be in that song. I mean, who you playing with? Who you playing with? With Jill Biden making out with Kamala Harris? That would be in both songs. If we sell another patriotic bundle tonight, that'll also be in Kamala Harris' song. That'll be in a metal song. It's going to be like, fuck you, Jill. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. All right. But what time is it? 11 o'clock. Holy fuck. I got to go home because I got to get up at 6 o'clock. Camel toe. That's what the title is going to be called. That'll be fun. But yeah, if you want to support our channel, that's the best way to do it. And to be honest, if we sell 2 more of these yearly patriotic bundles, we can go and do the Sprinter thing. We can set up a mobile food cart. And you never know, I may just appear randomly in a town near you. If we have a mobile food cart, because the whole thing is about exposure. It helps build the brand. So that's what we're going to do. I will see all of you guys tomorrow. I see a couple of you guys are checking out. Hopefully one or two of you want a country or rap song. And if you haven't got your Fire 'em All t-shirts, make sure you go and do that because they will be unpublished tomorrow at 8 a.m. And if you miss it, that's it because I want it to be specific for people who have watched this show. All right, guys, I will see you all tomorrow at 10 a.m. The Twitter Files congressional hearing. We will be live tomorrow at 10 a.m. covering that. And that's going to be a shit show. So that'll be fun. All right, guys, I will see you